syndicates. Welcome to your Discourse Syndicates FN Hangout. I am the Captain RG3, your captain, the captain that ain't going nowhere. Don't chill, Hex RG. Go find counsel, RG. Be quiet, RG. Hell no. Hex.com, everybody. Hex.com. Go check it out. If you're new, go to Hex.com. I'm shilling and still the villain. Everybody, no one's going anywhere around here. I'm not leaving. I'm not stopping. I'm not shutting down. No one's making us go away. We're going to keep on talking about what's right. We're going to keep on making crypto better. We're going to keep bringing the message of Richard Hart to the masses so that they'll stop getting wrecked, so that there are no more rug pulls, so there are no more scams, so there are no more over leveraging, so there are no more wrecked kids out there, wrecked lives, wrecked freaking families, wrecked bank accounts. Stop the madness, people. We didn't get into this game for this crap. Man, it's ridiculous out there. And we got the answer. And we can't forget that. We can't forget that. We can't let any pressure, we can't let any fudders. We've never let the fudders break us down before. Why would we start now? Just because they've got 3 letters behind their names or some shit like that. We're not going to stop because what we're doing is right. I know what we're doing is right. We've done nothing wrong. Every single video that we have is still up. Everything that we've said is still out there. I believe that we're in the right here. And I don't think we're going anywhere unless they haul us off in freaking chains. And I don't see that happening because we're what's right for crypto and they know it. They all know it. All of those freaking furus out there that have wrecked everybody. We're taking it to the hoop, guys. We're going to get louder. We're going to get prouder. We're going to get stronger. This fire that they're all burning in right now, it's forging Hexicans. That's what this is doing, is forging you. It's annealing you. And when the smoke clears, we're the ones that are going to be crawling out of the ashes, crawling out of the embers, crawling out of the smoke. The Hexicans will be standing there with Richard in front of us and Hex behind us. That's what's happening, guys. We're the ones that are going to fix crypto. Promise you that. Let me say hello and I'm fired up tonight, guys. I'm fired the hell the freak up. So, of course, Dorzy's in here. Dorsey, welcome. Welcome, Hexy Quinn, Alien Hexican. Man, just lots of bullish ox. Me and Bullish got some stuff going on. We got some stuff going on. Yes. Who else is in here? Crypto Kool-Aid, my man. My man. Much love to you, my brother. Trevor Hansen. Hey, what's up, dude? What is up, Katie? Middle finger kids. Yep. Just getting fired up. So that's all. Jerry Oaksmith, get pissed. I'm not pissed. I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. When other people are down and other people are scared, I'm excited. I am fired up because you know what? I know we've done nothing wrong. We're the ones in the right here. And this is just going to vindicate us. You watch. Mark my words. DMT, what's up? Crispy, how's it going? Sandip, hey, what's up? What's the order, Captain? Continue. Just continue to do what Hexicans do. We do what we do, right? Hex do what it do, and we do what we do. We are in the right. Mick, what's up? Chris A. Melf Tony, giving us some updates. Completion fails. T-Bird. Yeah. That was a 3.03114. Look at that. Captain lost his marbles. They're rolling across the deck. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay. Who else is in here? Diehard Hexican. Welcome. Crypto Journeyman. Yes. And Milady Sandy Beach. Hello, Milady. Let's see. Luke Duke. You haven't heard of me, but I've heard of you from the cheese state. Also shilling cheese and Hex love what we are doing. Yes, love what we are doing too. And you keep staying cheesy, Luke. We need some cheesiness in here. Iron Hex, Falcon Crypto, Chris A. Tonight is your night. Tin Top. Oh, what's up, Tin Top? Yo. And Tiggle Bitties. Okay. Got it. Nice. Human Hex Trafficker. How you doing? What up? And that's it. All right, everybody. You've been all welcomed. Tonight's your FN Hangout. So I'm going to throw the invite link in there. I know that my partner in crime has been doing the same thing. But there it is. That means, for those of you who are new, that this stream is yours. This is the Hexican stream. That means you can come in here and speak your piece. Come talk to us. This stream has always been open. Always will be until the YouTubes or whoever shuts us down and tells us we can't do it anymore. But so far they haven't. So I think everything's good. Man, I love these shirts. These shirts are cool, aren't they? Look at that. Hex.com, big as it gets. Just looking great, man. I love this shirt. Feels good too. The damn material is just badass. Look at it. Look at it. 100% uptime, baby. Oh, I guess we shouldn't show.
It's percent annually.
But so we're going to talk macro. We're going to talk crypto. We're going to talk saving the world. Those are the kinds of things that we're doing here. So let's get this party kicked off. We've got a cool guest in here already. So of course, my right hand man, my boy, Kinetics, and your boy too. Always
your guy, Kinetics,
being selfless, giving. I know that sometimes he doesn't seem like he's around much because I got him working. He's working his ass off in the background doing shit. In fact, I barely let him out on Friday nights. And then
I'm lucky, guys. I get out on Friday nights just to hang out with you guys, and then it puts me right back in the cage.
And right back in the cage. Get back
right back in the cubicle.
And then this guy right here, day one supporter of the show, and one of the loudest Hexicans, one of the greatest voices in Hex. Always has good knowledge to throw, spitting fire, throwing heat. Our boy, Johnny Chaos.
Drinking my favorite beverage right now.
Yes.
I know there are a lot of people that
salty
are probably going to be very upset that my demise has been falsely reported, and it was something that I could simply undo with a click of a button, which I did 2 hours ago, and 417 people are very happy to see me, so here I am.
Yeah.
We're happy to see you. We know that. We don't see you enough, man.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
So I just want to say one thing. Part of the reason, and I want to piggyback off of what Captain said, we, by all means, are still here, guys. We're here because we are a fan club. This is a community. That's what this stream has always been. This has been a community stream for all of you guys to come in here, air out your grievances, try to poke holes in this thing called Hex. Make sure everyone is that is here already. That we're already assuming, because this is not outward marketing like some of the other channels. Ours is you're already an investor of this asset and you want to find out more about it, and or you want to poke holes in it, and we want to find out who it, like, if it is possibly a scam. That's what this was always created for. We were to lean upon each other as a community and call things out that were wrong in this community from the beginning. And 3 years running, we still have not been able to do that. We don't promise huge returns. We don't promise moon boy predictions. That's never what we've talked about. We've talked about what Hex actually does. And it's right now it's paying out 30% APY in like kind. So you guys got to get that straight up. We knew I got to clean up our language just a little bit when we're discussing these things. That means in like kind. So if you have Hex and you stake it and you earn 38% APY, has nothing to do with the monetary value. We have no idea if the price is going to go up, going to go down. We don't have crystal balls. There's no way we could predict that. So we're not promising that to anybody else. We're just promising you will have more Hex at the end of your stake than what you started with, because it is by code, immutable code. It is designed to do that and has not failed in 3 years, 100% uptime. So when we're talking about these things, and the other side of the USD appreciation talk, all we've ever said in the past is, hey, look what Bitcoin and Ethereum did. Is it not possible for something that is designed with a better pumpamental to outperform what Bitcoin and Ethereum did? That is all we've ever said. We have never come out here and said, you guys are going to become millionaires investing in this product. No, we've always promised that if you use this code the way it's supposed to be, you don't early end stake, you will end up with more Hex on the other side than you started with. And that's why we don't.
More
That's
hex.
why we don't take our videos down, guys.
And it's like a game, you know. You get credits in a game, except these credits just happen to have real world value.
Yep.
That's it. That's really all there's to it.
Hold on. Somebody wants to call me while I'm on stream. Let's see who it is.
Is it Kool-Aid
Well,
again?
hello. Oh, hey, Crypto Stylist. I just wanted to let you know you're on the FN Hangout right now. We're doing the show. Was there a reason why you wanted to call me in the middle of the show? Well, everybody, go ahead. Say it yourself, Crypto Stylist. Well, you can't hear it. Wait,
You can't hear. Click the link and come in here
try
like
it again.
everybody
Here, go
else.
ahead and say it now, Crypto Stylist.
What?
Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. How are you? I've missed everyone. I cannot wait to come back after this madness is over. And I'll be back.
Right
Yes.
on.
Well, we will be here because we're not going anywhere.
So can I get this show started again, or was there something important you wanted?
Well, hello. Wait,
I'm
nice
sorry.
of you to call.
I know. I'm sitting at dinner right now, so I am not.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. That sounds good. All right, I'm gonna get back to the show. Yeah, we'll go ahead and book it. Bye.
Yep. Party foul
If my
again for
phone
you,
rings right
Kool-Aid.
now,
Party
never
foul
mind.
again.
There's people out there that got my number.
I just figured we'd go ahead and answer that one, right?
Yeah, I love it.
It's not
I
like
love it.
every Friday I'm not somewhere, you know.
Here's what's cool.
Every
RG.
Friday night.
If you think about human reactions in general, you know, you look at the cavemen. What happened when they discovered fire? Woo! Woo! They're all scared, right? You know, when you think about the invention of the horseless carriage, the automobile, the precursors to the automobile, how did they react to that? You know, where are the horses? We don't understand. How can something run without horses? That's ridiculous. When you think about the Wright brothers, nobody can fly. That's a ridiculous idea. You can't do that. So wherever there's innovation, there's been resistance. And whenever there's innovation, there's always a whole lot of people that don't understand because, you know, talent hits targets others can't hit. Genius hits targets others can't see.
Ooh,
And
I
that's
like
really what it comes down to. And people try to explain things in terms that they understand. And what do they understand in crypto now? Today, they only understand banks. They understand that you go to a bank and you put your money in it and it's safe. That's where you keep it. Everybody keeps their money in the bank, and that's what they're used to. And then they come into the crypto space and they're looking for a bank. They're looking for some centralized custody to put their money in because they think that's what crypto is. They don't understand that crypto was designed to take out the banks and allow you to have self-custody. They don't understand self-custody. So when they think they're in crypto, what they're really saying is, oh, I've got an IOU from an exchange that says I've got crypto there. And they don't understand the difference between being in crypto, which is self-custody, and leaving it on a centralized exchange, which is giving somebody else your coins and they give you a receipt, which they may or may not honor according to their terms of service. So it is not as safe as the banks. And they don't understand that because literally we just saw who you were giving your billions of dollars to. A bunch of kids having orgies on beanbags. Way to go, guys. Way to save your money. You know, and the other thing is, if you think about it this way, do you have a friend that you would give $100,000 to and tell them to watch it for you? Then why would you give it to somebody on the internet for them to watch it for you? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. You do not know who these people are that you are leaving the custody of your money with, and you need to understand that. And that is why self-custody is very important.
Yep. Impetulant. They gave their money to impetulant children.
Yes.
That were out there sticking their nasties in each other's faces in houses in the Bahamas while your money was getting squandered and run.
And
through
no
the
risk.
ring.
Don't worry about risk. You got to be comfortable with risk. Well, there is no risk if it's everybody else's money and not your own.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the response. You got to be comfortable with risk. Yeah, because it wasn't your money.
That's and they were parading that fool around like he was something special. Like,
Yeah.
he was all over the television and his goofy, geeky little ass was just out there. They were like, oh, look at this is what a billionaire should look like. And he was driving in his freaking beat up Toyota Corolla or whatever the hell it was. And oh, look how cool he is. And he was so humble and goofy. And all the time he was just back there laughing, rolling around in your money with his freaking nasties out. How fucking horrible was that? How horrible is that?
I heard something today. I heard Micro. Anyone familiar with Micro? Dirty Job. I love it. He was
Dirty
on
Job.
Patrick. Yep, he was on Patrick Bet David today. He's talking about how much he loves Ayn Rand and Atlas Shrugged. And he talked about he had a conversation with his friends, and his librarian turned him on to it because he was having a conversation about altruism. And she walked up and said, altruism is a false god. You cannot believe the person who says that they want to live with nothing and only wants to give everything away. That the highest form of altruism is for someone to do selfishly what is best for them, but also helps everyone else. Hence, the example that they used was putting on your own mask before putting on the mask of others when it pops out of the top of the airplane when you lose cabin pressure. So when you have a guy like Mr. Sam Bank or Scam Bankless Fraud come along and tell everybody I drive a Toyota because I want to give everything away, do you really believe that guy? So just want to throw that out there, guys. But you do see a guy that is trying to actually save people buying some pretty outlandish clown gear, that's for sure. So I'm going with that guy. Just my opinion.
Yeah. He's my vote too.
And the same goes for like things that are coming across that are, anonymous. You don't know who you're giving your money to. It could be a 12-year-old kid that did a cut and paste code. You need to understand that when you're putting your money into crypto, you don't know where it's going.
We've had a couple of those float through the Hex community.
Oh yeah.
A couple of 12-year-old cut and pasters out there.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen them.
Yep.
People were actually talking about them like they were legitimate. Saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a discussion earlier with Nomad about how Pulse needs all this adoption. I don't believe that to be true. I don't think more things that are worse are going to be, any good. If you build and promote things that just because they get a free pass because they're building on PulseChain and then people lose money, that doesn't help PulseChain. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, tell me in history anywhere, where a civilization that said, oh yeah, guys, come on in, do what you want, ever worked out.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
Tell you that.
And
Native American, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. And you can't have this kumbaya attitude. And when we started this group, we were skeptics.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't changed.
Mm-hmm.
We've always been skeptical. If we didn't find Hex, if we didn't beat it over the head and try to find holes in it and drill holes in it, we wouldn't be here today, because most things do fail and most things will fail.
Yep.
So finding something that is unique and runs the way that Hex does, self-sovereignly, just a code that you're using yourself, nobody's paying you anything, nobody's paying us to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, we found this thing, this diamond in the rough, and where there is just so many things that are going to blow you up in this space. And it's the only thing we talk about because it's the only thing we found that makes sense.
They won't blow you up. And it's avoiding the landmines. And I love my Nomad. Don't get me wrong. She is a sweetheart. She's awesome. However, I don't she was kind of arguing for adoption and, you know, going out there and helping to create that. And that's not my job. That's not my job.
And
That's
people
not why I'm
build
here.
where it's available. If it's cheaper for them to build,
Yeah, they'll come and build. And
yeah.
And there's going to be things built around Hex. You know, Hedron has already proven that you could really do some cool stuff with Hex. So I think that there's going to be a lot more built on Hex, and that's what I'm looking for. I don't need 400 coins, cryptos, 500 coins, 10,000 coins. I don't need them. I got one that works really, really good. Yep. And if somebody builds something better on top of it, then great. But I'm not here to bring all the adoption to Pulse. All I care about is that Hex works better. And that's what PulseChain is supposedly going to do. Right now, I can't even talk about PulseChain because it's not here. It doesn't exist. It's nothing to me right now. There's nothing to talk about. There's no when Pulse. I could give a shit less if it never shows up.
That's one of the things that we've never been a big proponent for pushing, because we've always wanted to see, well, we're not going to talk about something really. I mean, obviously we gave the people on our channel a lot of airtime on this, but RG and I have always agreed on this. If there's not something to look at, if we don't have code to look at, if it's not a finished product that's released, we don't have anything to talk about with it. There's nothing for us to talk about with Pulse and PulseX. We'll see what happens when it comes out. And then we can, we can criticize it to the moon like we did Hex and try to poke holes in this thing and see if it's as fail-proof as Hex was.
Yep. And then our PulseX that's supposed to be coming out, that too is just all it is, it could be a cool DEX operating on a cool chain. Great. I'd love to have something like that, but I don't need to bring adoption to it. I need to use it. I could care less how much it gets,
Fees will do that. Convenience will do that. And as far as Pulse being a ghost chain, there's already 130 products lined up, projects, whatever, lined up to go on it right now. When in history has any chain pre-launched with 130 projects ready to go? Never. Now, I don't know how good any of these things are going to be. And if they last, maybe they have use cases or whatever, but the fact is they are going to be there, whether they're good, whether they're not, they're going to be there. And anybody developing, if they're already an Ethereum developer, they already have what they need to develop on Pulse. Now, if you're running a business, would you not go where there's the least amount of overhead given the option? Would you not go where the hype is? Would you not choose to build there? Look, Hex survived the greatest of all scrutiny. What makes me weary is when a product or people representing a product immediately start attacking the Hex community, trying to say that we don't want them to grow or we don't want them to have a chance. What that says to me is that they're afraid that their product will not be able to handle the scrutiny and still survive. Hex has handled the greatest of all scrutiny that any crypto has ever endured in all the history of crypto. I mean, we had, a full legion of influencers from the start screaming scam at the top of their lungs, writing papers. It took forever to move that down the algorithms, just from their speaking. People were quoting other people as being reliable sources on something that they haven't even read the code. But yet, that made it to the top of the algorithms. And if Hex can survive that and your product is worth a piss, you shouldn't be attacking the people that got the money to possibly invest in it. Now, should you? No. Yeah. You should be saying, hey, guys, what do you think of this? That's what you should say. You shouldn't be immediately attacking the people that have been here this whole time under the greatest scrutiny, ourselves under the greatest scrutiny. We're not going to endorse something or just say, yeah, guys, come on in. It's fine. Do what you want. We're not going to do that. Why would we do that? That's how you get trampled. Putting on a Hexican badge and saying I'm part of the community is not a free pass. Sorry. If you cannot handle the scrutiny, well, you can't just say, well, they're mean to me. I can't build there. Come on, guys. Really. Look what we're going through now. You know? Look, the community is under a magnifying glass. Maybe you shouldn't build a coin if you're afraid of scrutiny. How about that? How about you don't build anything if you're afraid of scrutiny? Because in the crypto space, if you do, that's what happens. Take some responsibility for the products that you build.
Yep. So we're here to support you, Hexicans, in the deepest of the darkest FUD that has ever hit this community. And we just want you guys to know we're here and that we shoulder some of that responsibility with you guys. So lock shield to shield with us. There's a reason we created the products that we created, just as for times like this. So you guys, I appreciate you guys' support, and Mountain Crypto Advisors and Hex Investment Trust. Unless they make us shut our doors, we're here to fight on your guys' behalf, guys.
Yep. At this point, they're up and running. Everything's good. FUD's not keeping us away. We're not shutting our doors. There's nothing to be, we're not running from anything. Yep. Everything that we've done is above board, is how we feel. So we're going to continue to do business as such. And we're going to continue to talk to the community as such.
Yep. What RG and I and Mountain Crypto Advisors and Hex Investment Trust, the only purpose we serve is to do in the real world what Hex can't do, because it only exists on a blockchain. So this is where the real world touches the blockchain, and it's here at the community, and we're here to support you guys for that reason.
Yep. And the price is still holding at 0.03 through the FUD, Alien Hexicans says.
FUD, yes.
And 84 million. Remember when 84 million Hex dumped on the market and people just freaked the hell out?
Oh,
and
yeah.
this last week, 84 million dumped on the market and it just got clicked. Isn't that interesting how that happened?
Mm-hmm.
To be exact. Oops. Didn't mean to pull that up, Trevor. What, man?
So, Trevor, I'm happy you asked. We just need you to go to hexinvestmenttrust.com and fill out the form for us, so that because we have to do we have a trusted third party and I know that's not a good term in crypto, but they are just to verify that you are an accredited investor.
Because this is not a crypto product.
Yep.
Because this 100%. Is not a crypto product. You have to.
It's a banking product.
Do your information. You have to give them your information.
Yep.
And isn't that interesting? How many cryptos have their own banking products that are SEC compliant?
None that I know of, other than Bitcoin. It's the only one.
That's an interesting note.
Yeah. And guess what? It was done by the community with no help from any founder, no help from any coin. We built it on our own, on top of, with our sweat, with our money, with our time. We did it. Nobody else did.
Hey, Trevor, DM me in Telegram. We'll take care of that, brother. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened there, but I'll track it down for you. DM me, brother.
Yep.
Vets in Crypto, thank you so much for your support of MCA. He's a happy camper in MCA. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Yep. Or you can study for that Series 65 certification if you're not an accredited investor, and that makes you a sophisticated investor. And that also is deemed by the SEC as worthy of participating in a 501(c) or 506(c).
506.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking 501. Yeah, 506(c) accredited investor type security. So 506(c) registered private trust. So, really, we've got people who are still. We obviously, with the bear market, it's trickling in. It's not the rush it was at the onset when we first started, when Hex was 10 times higher in price than this is right now. But oh, nice. Okay, good, Vets. Love it, brother. Appreciate your support there, man, for the Hex Investment Trust as well. But we are still chugging away, guys. And when things start ramping up again, I know a lot of you guys have pledged you will participate when it gets to the point where not everyone's hurting from this bear market. And we understand, we hear you, and it's all good, guys. We're not trying to pressure any of you guys to come into it. But I'm excited. I'm extremely excited for what we got going on here, guys, because I think there's no better way to stand against the powers that be in the industries that exist, the legacy industries, especially finance industries, than to actually merge these two together while keeping the DeFi portion of Hex completely separate and alone from the actual legacy finance products. It's not, Hex is not something that is offered by a bank. So we see both sides of it because there's a lot of people, a lot of grandmas, a lot of parents, a lot of boomers out there that aren't going to hold their own keys, and we're giving them an option so that they can have some kind of exposure to these Hex gains in the way of making more Hex. So it's the only thing we can guarantee is that when the protocol is run, whatever amount of Hex is started, there will be more Hex at the end. That's the only thing that we guarantee.
Automatically, there will be more Hex. That's how it works.
And we have some really cool pumpamentals. And the first one to it is that it's not like Bitcoin, right? Because Hex generates yield, like-kind yield. So first of all, someone in here is laughing, GBTC minus 42%, lol. Agreed. That is lol. And that's where the investors are going to be looking to buy. But I don't ever see us trading at a discount. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you're earning more Hex by participating in the trust, it doesn't make sense that there would be a discount. I'm not saying, the market can do irrational things and the market can be irrational longer than you can stay solvent. But I'm just saying that we have pumpamentals to this protocol that exists on the blockchain that the trust will run on behalf of the investors, just like you guys are running your own code to make your own rewards. And so there will be a guarantee of more Hex later.
It's kind of like Maxi, only legacy.
Yes. It's exactly like Maxi, but legacy. 100%. Yep. And
what was the process? What was the process and regulations and red tape and stuff you had to go through to get that approved?
It's almost like I paid you to ask this question because this is a great point to be made, quite honestly. So when we went through this, we had to put
Let me just tell you how much he cried first. Like, he cried every day. It hurt so bad. Him and Wells were like wailing, like little babies all the time of how hard it was and how much work they were doing. It was pathetic. I was like, come on, guys, really? Is it that hard? And they'd hang up on me. It got to be where it was bad. So they must have worked really hard. So I'll let him explain what that work consists of.
And before he does, careful with that. You paid me to ask the question. Because no one's paying me jack shit. None of you fuckers have paid me anything. Just to be clear,
I know that is
you
one thing.
Harassed the shit out of me, but ain't nobody paid me.
That's right. That's brilliant that you say that because this is a decentralized community. No one in this community has been paid to be here, or at least I know for a fact I haven't. And Johnny's just confirmed he hasn't, and RG3 is telling me that he hasn't either. So, as far as I know, none of us are getting paid, at least not on this stream. So. The beautiful thing about what we did here is when we first started talks with the SEC attorneys, they're high-powered SEC attorneys. They're very well known in the SEC circles, especially in the New York area. So we went to them and we said, hey, we want to do this trust. They said, okay, you got to make sure that whatever's in this trust isn't already a security because you can't fill a trust full of securities. We said, oh, great, no problem. Here's this legal opinion letter. Why don't you read it? Read it over. Tell us what you think. It's the one that Richard had prepared in May of 2020. They read it over. We explained. We paid to teach them all the hours it took for them to understand what Hex really was and how it was a real crypto, a real DeFi product that you hold your own keys, not a centralized pool, not a centralized entity behind it, any of that. So what we actually did is we went through it and they came up through with the same conclusion. Okay, good. We're set. This isn't a security. Hex is not a security. We can move forward. So
wait. Oh, so you mean Hex is not a security and it's already on the record that Hex is not a security and with an actual filing to the SEC that says Hex is not a security from their respected lawyers?
Roundabout. So our opinion from two high-powered legal firms is that Hex is not a security, but we did file our PPM with the SEC. So they are very much aware. They were very much aware long before people started getting letters that we were a legit registered 506c trust filled with something that cannot be a security within a trust.
How interesting. So, like all these people bitching that everybody's going to jail, we were already a year ahead of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, a year. That's about right. About a year. Yep.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Well, it's a good thing that we can get that clarity now so we can actually move on. You know, when they finally finish out their little investigation and they go, oh, wait, we've already defined that. Okay, cool.
So here's my concern. Since we're not part of a centralized entity, RG, myself, Johnny, we're not part of a centralized entity behind Hex. I fear that even if they let all these streamers go, even if it's just a small slap on the hand, whether they give them fines or not, I fear that they're going to walk away with no clarification from the SEC whether Hex is a security or not. And the reason they're going to do that is they're going to leave it ambiguous for the next bad player that comes in that they can try to use the same tool against. And when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So fortunately, we've got attorneys that are able to delineate to high-powered judges that, hey, look, there's other tools in the shed, and the security is not the only. It may be a hammer, but there's other tools out there as well to get the job done. So my fear is that. And this is my honest to God fear because I've not heard Richard say one thing one way or the other, and I'll take him for his word when he does come out and say something on this. But I have never heard Richard say, yes, I am going to step in front of this and I'm going to go fight this in front of the SEC. I'm going to make sure the SEC gives us a clear path forward as a non-security, and I'm willing to fight the legal battle, and I'm willing to do all the work behind it to make it happen. I've never seen him do that, but someone needs to step up and do that. So
somebody has to step up and do it.
Yep. I'm curious. Can you guys in the chat right now? I want to know how many of you guys would be willing to give to a legal fund that actually had that aim in mind, that was willing to actually make it hard and fast and final from the SEC's mouth themselves, that they're willing to fund a movement for the community that will give us that clarity.
Yep.
Well, one of the
not
things
individuals
that
fund
I
to
don't
support
think-
individuals, but a fund to go and legally fight the SEC on whether or not Hex is a security.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. It would still be as fast as people would want it.
No,
I
it
think
won't be fast.
I think
It's
that's kind of optimistic. Look, XRP's been at that for a while, and they are actually doing just that. They are fighting it.
Well, it looks like they're going to win.
They're pushing it. They're pushing it for clarity. They're pushing it for precedence. They could have just walked away, but they are continuing to push it because they want the clarity. But you're absolutely right. You know, in these sort of cases, they do want to leave as much ambiguity. I can't say it. There you go. You know what it is. As possible, because if they do that, then they do leave those loopholes. They can keep you. They keep you on the hook. But it's funny because everybody takes advice from the Twitter peoples, right? And you know, it's like you're listening.
Kool-Aid, you're a fool if you don't think Gary's working with us. Just want to throw that out there. Yes, Gary is trying. You think we're acting alone on this? Come on, man. You know better.
Yeah, there's just all of these trolls that want nothing more than Hex to burn. Hey, Kinetics, pull up my pinned tweet on Twitter.
Okay.
Real quick. It's a pinned tweet. It's a little video. You got to play it with the sound, dude.
Okay.
Here's what the haters are trying to do.
I'll find you. Give me a second. Dude, you're not coming up when I search you.
Oh, I'm in there.
Yeah.
I know we're following each other. We've been following each other since day one, man.
I'm on there.
So
there you are. Found you. Okay. Pin tweet. All right.
Play it with sound. Bring it up on the screen for everybody. Gotta love this, guys. This is the Hex haters right now.
All right, let's do this. Gotta make sure to share the audio here.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is starting to piss me off. We should kill it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Damn
it. That's great, dude. I love it.
And of course, we won't name those two particular characters, but the one with blonde hair actually has dark hair, and the other one is a very well-known miner.
I love it. That is awesome.
That was good. That was good.
That is clever.
Well, I'll tell you what we are going to discover over this period of time here. So maximum FUD, we've been FUDed for close to 3 years now. Maximum FUD has hit us recently. Bear market's here. Bottom of the bear market. Well, could be the bottom of the bear market. Prolonged anyway. So things are looking rough. Now this community is getting rocked right now because when the chips are down, when things like this start landing in people's mailboxes, this is where you start to learn who really is who is really behind this, who is really going to stand there in the fire and get forged, who's going to be annealed, and who's going to freaking pull up stakes and bug out or turn on the community and start trying to cooperate to a point where they're actually lying about what's going on. There's some things like that are going to happen. We're going to start to see who some people really are out there. And it's not going to be good, but those who do make it through this, you're going to see some freaking strong community members come out of this. The best of our best are going to shine through on this thing. I promise you that. I am excited about this. I really am. I'm glad we're where we're at because I know through the gauntlet and through the fire, the best come out of this. The best crawl from the ashes, and we will have the best. And everybody will be exposed for who they are right now. So if you're out there, and this is and you're public, or this is where your character is going to shine. This is going to be your test. This is your gauntlet. I'm telling you all. We're going to see who comes out the other end of this thing and how you acted and reacted during this time. It's important.
Yep. RG3 done told you.
Oh boy. Well, I was built for this shit because, you can't stop me. You have to kill me to stop me. That's one thing. I may not be the brightest. I may not be the sharpest. I may not be the best, but you cannot fucking stop me. You will not. You will not.
I believe this is our guy.
Stop me.
I believe this is our guy, Mr. Hedron himself. Thank you so much for being here, brother. Appreciate you. And yes, the herd could use a culling in some regards. That is for sure. And it's going to happen. So
the leadership, especially,
the wheat will be separated from the chaff and thrown in the fire. So.
See, oddly enough, people's motives are very different. Sometimes people come along and they see a community and they see attention and they're for attention. So or they see that people are making money in a certain area. So they want to go over there and figure out a way to tap some of that resources or whatever. It's very weird for me that I've gotten the attention that I have because that was never the point. I mean, I was literally talking with my friends. Twitter was me talking with my friends. That's what it was. It wasn't promotion. It was literally, hey guys, how about this angle? How about that angle? How about this analogy? How about that analogy? Does this make sense to you? You know, and it used to be just me talking to my friends. Now I've got 12,000 followers, and now I know there's a lot of people there that probably ain't my friends. And that started to really wear on me because, you know, I didn't want the spotlight. And like it or not, I guess here I am. So,
Well, we're glad you're here, brother. We love having you shoulder to shoulder with us in this fight.
but it's an adjustment for me because I'm not that kind of person that used to be all that social. You know, even conventions and trade shows and stuff, man. I used to have to really psych myself up to be, you know, around that many people. And I realize that there's a power to my words, and that's a lot of responsibility to carry when this started out as being just me talking to my friends, you know?
Yep. True.
And that's what a lot of Hexicans got to realize is that, you know, there is an accountability to getting out here and speaking in front of the community. Watching what you say, watching what you bring to the community, watch what you get people involved in. Being very, very careful about all that is important. A good leader is not going to, you know, lead the flock into the freaking wolves' den. You know, they're going to, you know, take care of them.
The point is people don't know what they don't know too, right? So they could be new, they could be learning. And what happens when, you know, they've had their first martial arts class and they think they're going to jump into the octagon? Well, the crypto space is the octagon, folks. And you're not going to take one class and jump in the ring and be a champ. So you need to stay learning before you decide to be the expert and think you're going to teach everybody else. And that can be a real problem because you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And your lack of knowledge can result in somebody else's misguidance. And then, you know, you lead them down a path with you and you're like, well, shit, dude, I didn't know where we were going. And the other guy's like, well, I was just following you, you know? That's how you get lost.
Yeah.
Well, we got another guest showing up. Oh, Raw.
Oh, yeah.
Had to get myself all presentable. I just came from Thoughtschild's bathrobe stream, so
it didn't work.
I was all zipped up like I was in bed with my nightcap on. It didn't work. Oh, fucking.
Your Ebenezer Scrooge nightcap.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
And I'm not describing
these ever since I got out. They have, not completely not crypto related, but these are my jam in the wintertime around here, around these northern Illinois parts. Johnny knows all about that shit. He's closer to the river.
Look at me, man. I trudged the Arctic to come over here to the studio to sit with you guys. I mean, I got heat in here, but
yeah,
I did have to trudge the Arctic to get to my studio.
Oof.
California boy.
I saw that white stuff trickling down all over you. And like, woof.
Was it the cold Arctic because you left Twitter for a few hours and everybody lost their shit? You were out in the cold.
A few hours. It's actually been a couple
cold.
days.
Yoden, that is like my morning theme song, buddy. I put
Y'all got any of them Twitters? Y'all got any of them Twitters up in here?
Johnny's got to come on and bitch at me, damn it. If Johnny doesn't come on and bitch at me, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. Damn it.
Thank you.
Make that guy come bitch at me.
Is that Canadian $50?
Yes.
So what's that, like 23 cents?
I don't believe you, Hexicans. I don't think you're being good.
I'm just kidding. Thank you, Yoden.
It's a whole $5.
Another hardworking Canadian out there making things happen. And yes, that song is on my playlist. I like throw it in just about every morning, getting out there and going and doing my thing. And if you haven't heard that song, guys, throw that song on. That's like a theme song right there. That's the goods.
Don't think that we're sleeping, Canadians. You know, we may be down a Hexo temporarily, but the day of the rake is still coming.
That's right. The day of the rake. Ungrateful old bastard. Yeah, man. Love it.
Yeah, if you guys are ever bored or God forbid run out of hex let me just rewind a little bit because you shouldn't wait that long. You guys got to go check out Rothschild's channel. There is some I enjoy hanging out in what I call our weird little corner of the internet.
Rothschild is freaking money, dude. I love that guy. He has got such a personality, and he brings a whole different kind of weird to the freaking space, man. I mean, just off the wall.
Thanks, Dorsey, for the 60 cents, by the way. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. 60
American cents. Hexiclan, you can show us that you're being good.
I'll time him out for that one.
Yes. I think that's going to be the first. You know what? If you don't, I will, because I think that's going to be the first super chat that ever gets a nice little bye-bye. So we're gonna put you in timeout there, Dorsey.
Ungrateful bastard. Every penny counts. Every penny counts to keep the lights on.
And I know I can do that conversion in my head because we just leave
Dorsey alone.
All I wanted was a Pepsi.
Dorsey.
Timeout for super chatting too low. Yeah, I can do those conversions.
Anything happen this week? Pretty boring. Nothing at all. I heard that it's just another regular week in crypto.
Just another regular week in crypto.
All I know is all I saw was a huge payout from someone nuking a stake, because that's all I watch. I don't watch the price.
Yeah, that was massive. Ooh, I love that one.
That's all I see in crypto. I heard stuff is like burning down on fire, like a dumpster fire floating down the flooded street.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't know anything about that.
There's tech geeks having sex on top of the money they stole from you.
Yeah, but I don't see that, because all I see is the daily payout in Hex of more Hex.
How do you guys know that I didn't just shut down my Twitter so that I didn't have to deal with the sex tapes that are about to come out over?
Oh, no.
You know, it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be everywhere, all over the place when that comes out. God.
Love Hando's and Brillo hair on your thing?
Oh, my goodness.
Because, with the bush like that up top,
Oh, God.
I did say that I just came from Rothschild's stream, right?
I'm just, what comes to mind is
I apologize, but I regret nothing.
But I regret nothing. It comes to mind is the Austin Powers chest, and no, thank you. No, thank you. I know some people in the chat here. They love that chest there, but man, that is not the sexy Russian beast. Bear beast I want to see. Let's put it that way.
Sexy Russian. There we go. Atta girl.
Oh, she's here.
I'm being good.
You're being good.
Looking good.
Yeah.
I like that. It makes me want to go get my shirt. We got a lot of feedback on yours. Do you still have your YouTube channel going? Okay. I was going to say, you still have your YouTube channel running. Yeah.
Come on, amateur.
What a fucking rookie move that was.
Yeah, a fucking boomer.
Just call me a boomer.
Sorry, no, it's just a boomer mistake, and so it's appropriate.
So I'm on I've purchased my third house. I was injured in the war. I actually am traditionally married to my very conservative wife. We pretty much have the white picket fence and a girl and two boys, and I unapologetically call myself a boomer all the time.
Well, are you automatically put in boomer status when you've got a dad bod? I'm just curious.
Boomer.
Hey, listen, it's on the list too. I just didn't make it that far. I figured that I'd thrown out enough stuff, and people were feeling the vomit rising in their mouth from how saccharine sweet my life is.
I get the same. I got to admit.
All right, I believe you, Hexichin. You look like you're not up to any good right now.
After watching that Cabana stream, like, let me show you how a lady is supposed to act.
Ooh, I like it. Ooh, I like it.
I still have a fucking headache.
That's like that hand motion where you snap and like
That
that kind
shit
of
was
thing.
Four snaps in a Z formation.
No, that's what they were doing on Cabana's stream.
Oh, I
Nice.
missed something. I went on there for a little bit and said hi, happy 100.
I think I know where she's raging a little bit on that show. Yeah, we tend to like the women with more intelligence and tact.
Intelligence, tact, and class. I'm a big fan of those things.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of.
I think that's a little
interrupting going
overrated at times.
What was that, Hexy?
Oh, I said there was a whole lot of interrupting going on. Like the whole. What was that? That was a 4 or 5 hour stream. Jesus.
Well, I mean, it's hard if you don't have just devil's advocate. It is hard if you don't have like headphones or earbuds in, and like with the like timing delay, because sometimes, you know, especially people dispersed all around the world, you know, you'll have like all the people in the U.S. that live right next to each other. Our delay will be really good, but then that one person in Australia or the EU is like, they're like hearing the conversation. They think that it's their turn to speak and there's silence, but it's actually like, you know.
No, I know it doesn't look like it, but I've streamed a couple of times before. And,
I did my best, ladies. I did my best. It's all on you now.
Just a couple times.
I'll fucking tell him.
Even though she doesn't know to turn her YouTube channel off when she does.
I know.
I
She
know.
has done it a couple of times.
I'm getting out of practice. That's what it is.
There you go.
I'm not streaming every Thursday anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the offer's on the table, so we are still here.
Are you saying we might get a Hexichin on the Wake Up Hex crew? Is that what I
come
hear?
hang out with the captain? We can do a special stream.
Yeah, got matching shirts for crying out loud.
That's right. That's right. You guys are like twinsies.
I had to change because I was actually wearing a different shirt, but I seen Captain's shirt and I was like, changing. Gotta represent.
Sarcasm. My gift to you all year long. I like that shirt, Johnny.
Yes, Johnny. That is a good
Dorsey says, I gotta wait for it to come up on here. For some reason, it's behind our actual YouTube here. He says, "Oh yes, please. Can't do worse than Daz."
Yeah, that was pretty bad the other day. Not gonna lie.
Oh, hey, we got another one here. Our illustrious crypto.
Oh my gosh!
Brainiac Galaxy Head, freaking Shroom Head.
Yeah, well, I had to change shirts. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think you got to change nipples. Everybody got to get their X.com.
I mean, there is that video. I could do something with the king of the nipples there.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm not going to take my shirt off on stream because I know what Kool-Aid will do.
You're not going to take your shirt off on stream anymore.
Everybody, it's famous. I love this kid.
What's up, Kool-Aid? I was like, yo, I see them. I'm like, I'm coming in for sure now. What's up, guys?
Oi, oi.
Famous, you look like that guy that they used on that Hex is a Scam article.
No, actually. He looks like the guy from Mr. Robot, actually.
I was going to say Mr. Robot.
Yeah, you got,
like
you got the Mr. Robot. I'm going to hack you.
I know. Who said that last time? They said I looked like that guy. I was like, whoa, that's scary, man, I guess.
Rami Malek, I think is his name.
Yeah, Rami Malek. Big fan of that guy.
Yeah, dude.
Except when he played Freddie Mercury. But anyway, that's
except the difference between me and him, I wouldn't have got caught, but it's okay.
And see, always survive, never get caught. Sir. I've always said that forever. Oh, Nipples is getting his shirt on. King of the Nipples.
We can't see you.
Bob, where's the mullet? I want my money back.
Come on, I've told you so.
I want my money back.
See, the thing is,
I'm disappointed
make
so
virtually
many people.
anyway, so I don't even need him to be off screen. I can just do this by de facto. It's just, do I have the time to do it? Because he puts me in the basement.
I gotta take that compliment and put it in the big 5-gallon bucket full of compliments. If I ever meet that guy that I stole that random Google picture from, all the people that have been like, "Whoa, sick mullet, bro," and then like, "Where's the mullet?"
Yeah, I know. And then I was like, and then you're like, I'm a boomer, and I'm like looking at you now. I'm like, this guy's not a boomer. Come on, got good genes. Look at him. He's not a boomer. Come on.
Like you need
I
to
am
get
wearing
Cosmic
jeans.
Pro Hawk on there, sir.
I was expecting some long gray
Pro
hair
Hawk.
and like a beard or something.
Yeah, I'm just a mental boomer.
Hey, famous. Guess the age difference between me and Papa B.
Oh God. Are we moving in decades or like powers of two?
I'm lucky you guys are both guys then. I guess you're like 5 years younger.
Nope.
5 years
How old
older.
is Papa B?
He's the same age as.
You're 2 years difference.
How old is he?
Papa? I'm at this point, man. I'm 31, so you guys have to be like older than me, man. Because
I'm 41.
Papa's not 50 yet.
I got underwear older than you. What are you talking about?
If you're 50, you look good as good genes, man. Like I say, good genes. If you're under 50, if you're
wait. Papa B's 52.
You're 50.
No, he's not even 50 yet.
Oh, are you shitting me?
No.
50.
I got like freaking
He's 43.
6 years on him.
43. 43.
No,
let's
he's
guess.
not 43. He's 49.
Yeah,
49. Oh.
I've heard him say several times that he's the same age as I think Cryptomatic.
Really, DJ
And,
Cryptomatic's 49? That goddamn DJ. He's the best.
Matt, Crypto Heartbeat, and me got married on the same day. So we had, we actually got married on the same day to our wives. So we've both been married for 18 years.
Wow.
So that's kind of a trip too. You learn all this weird stuff that,
It makes a 15-year stake be in perspective, right, sir?
Do what?
It makes a 15-year stake be in perspective at that point, right?
I got kids older than that.
That's like one good, long-lasting dog right there.
That's right.
So buy a puppy and stake your hex, and when the thing is, you'll be happy after you have to put the thing to sleep, right? Have something to be happy about. There he goes.
Bad, man.
Put it on. Just don't take off your shirt with the camera.
Look at Hexy Grin.
Take off the shirt you're wearing and put that one on.
He was off screen this entire time. Why didn't you just do the
She's
deed?
sitting there going, do it, kinetics.
Johnny, you're making me blush.
Waiting.
I'm
Just king
blushing.
of the nipples there.
I'm blushing.
She even got closer to the camera than she did.
I do have to say, I've gotten shredded since this freaking cleanse that I've been doing, Captain.
Oh, hell yeah.
I only got 4 days left,
Love it.
4 full days left, and I'm done with my 21 days. 4 days left.
Oh man, lucky you. You.
We went out to eat at a Mexican restaurant tonight, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take the fajitas with no meat.
That's exactly what I did, bro.
It's horrible.
The time I went out, I had the fajitas. I just ate the veggies out of the damn thing.
That's all I could have. You know, that's all I could have. So,
oh, it's tough. It is tough. $100, $100. Yeah, Dorsey.
Oh, there we go.
Oh no.
Meat and potatoes now. I get to composite him. It's all downhill from here. King of the nipples.
You look like a 14-year-old. Put your shirt on.
Hexy, I'm not seeing dollars flying at the camera. I'm seeing a disturbing lack of dollars flying at the camera.
We are getting paid by Richard Hart to do these streams, so you can just start throwing dollars if you want.
Kool-Aid, did you get your screenshot?
Dorsey, that one didn't even cost you $100 like last time.
I can't rebuild it. Between me and Hod Pro, like it's done. There are the two of us, and we can pretty much own the CG setup.
Well, before that distraction, I was going to talk about a minute of like boring crypto stuff. I was just going to say, like, it's stormy seas out there, and I've just been thinking about it, and like, there's this address we know about that has a whole like a lot of dry powder in it, like a lot of dry powder, and like, what if that address was convinced that it needed to de-risk into something harder, like on the same network, and like it would have a sudden need to like put all of that economic energy into this one thing, and like are people prepared for that event? The event that something they really like might suddenly like be really way more expensive than it is, and like
That sounds like
there's
expectations of
like
from
limit
others,
orders.
and that would not be
There's
good.
there's like these things that like sometimes like I've heard somebody say that like the price can go so high, but you kind of want to be like prepared for stuff like that. You don't want to be like late to the game. So anyways,
I think that wallet
Kinda
with
like
a
making
large
sure
amount
you're
of money is
staked before
probably
the,
going to provide liquidity pairing directly with Pulse. And I think that everything else will have a Pulse ratio. So when that does happen, that when Pulse price goes up, so will everything else that has an equivalent value in Pulse. So I think it needs to be able to provide bridged-in value that could be bridged back out. So I don't expect to see that wallet putting anything directly into one of those assets that we love so much. And otherwise, if it were to do such a thing, people would view that as, I don't know, they would consider that
hey, you know what they
But
say,
wouldn't there be
any
more
port in a
technically-
storm, any port in a storm, anything can happen.
Wouldn't there
Right.
be
Just saying.
more technically the option of there would be more Pulse X to be provided as liquidity technically because there'd be 3 times
Well,
more
just
wallets that have
just
it.
like another narrative on the other side of the balance.
So the
of
chances that
or-
people provide liquidity is higher in a sense
sorry,
of statistical terms. And then at the same time too, you have all of those people probably having Hex. So it's like, what are the chances that they actually give the option of the coin that everyone wants to give back? Because you have to realize they're giving 2.5% of what they're minting to everyone to suck everything out. So they're going to have to give this back to us. So I think that they might not use their Pulse chain. Like the big guys might not use it because they're like, we're going to get it anyways. So we might have to get it some other way.
Well, it's we're on 2 different points. I'm talking about the routing. And the routing means via Hart's law, if you route everything through one liquidity pool that's off the base pair, everything goes, it's like a train and a caboose and cars. They can't move without each other. That is really Hart's law at its finest. If you just pick one, it doesn't make sense to make 3 different liquidity pools.
But wouldn't it be the most liquid pool that goes through the routing automatically? It's like whichever pool is most liquid, it goes through, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So
then
if you
technically it could be Hex if we provide more Hex. That's what I would want.
We don't have more coin. Let's face it, we don't have more coins than the OA, and those prices are going to need to be have a starter point.
I think there's more Hex out there than there will be PulseChain because the OAs has how they he put what 7. He put what's 1 divided by 17. That's how he has like 93% of the sacrifice. No,
Yeah.
or some shit like that. So like technically he would have more PulseChain and Pulse X than he would have Hex for now because he also has 20% of the T share as well. I don't want to talk about that.
I don't know
minimum.
that. Yeah, I don't. But I don't want to get into the whole schematics of it. But holding Hex right now is probably going to do all right for you. Not
very
financial advice, but I don't think everything else can move without pumping Hex. And
well, we never tell people like I'm always talking about like HECKS. It's this like obscure collectible that I have. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I don't know what you guys.
Just in case there's any narcs or fucking feds listening.
It's recorded, man.
Well, I mean, like everything that I talk about is systemic design, right? On 90% of what I'm talking about, tokens, ideas, or values, is about things that we use in the gaming industry or any video game, which video games are also chess, checkers, and life itself, be it the board game or what you do when you wake up, is looking at the dynamics on what you see in front of you. And the most important thing is to be educated, period. Regardless of anything. We don't teach people what to buy. We teach people why do you listen and learn. And out of that, you can do what you want to with your own decision of knowledge. But you don't know what you don't know, period.
Yes, and let me add something else to that right now. I was in the spaces, I don't know, it was yesterday or this morning. I can't remember. I was in the spaces listening, and some jackass got in there And he was trying to be nice, and then he concern trolled. He says, "I'm here to save you all from Richard Hart." and they started arguing with this little feller, and it just freaking chapped my ass that we were even allowing.
I know Famous was there because I can look at his face right now.
Like that.
Because like
in the chat room, in a Hex chat room, letting this fool try and argue what he was. They were asking him the question, what do you mean by that? Shut the fuck up and turn that guy off, because he's just poisoning the water, dropping shit in the well that doesn't need to be in there. Hexicans, it's time to fucking axe these fools. When they start talking shit, forget arguing with them, boot them, get them out of the damn rooms, and start teaching people what Hex is about. Start teaching people what Richard Hart has taught all of us. Start passing the message and get rid of these damn fools and quit arguing and listening to these fucking people talk, because they talking out of the side of their goddamn necks and they don't know what they're talking about. And you guys do. You guys know what you're talking about. So kick them out of your damn rooms from now on and quit giving them a platform to speak into the lives of the new people that are coming into your rooms to listen to you guys speak truth to them. That's
here's
bullshit.
the thing I was talking about earlier, and I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about, but like with everything going on with Twitter, what's called the Federation, which is the decentralized tools of an ish Facebook, an ish Twitter, an ish YouTube, an ish all the rest of that. Who is the most powerful people on Twitter, on YouTube? It's us. So why don't we pair both of our opportunities on one side and the other, and then we start to move to the full decentralized utility, and then just repost the shit to where all the centralized people, and then scoop them back up, just like Richard was doing way back in the day when he went through the process from top hat in, a fucking a LARP fucking suit, Richard, to now going and blinging around in Louis Vuitton. His message and method and ecosystem has changed. We believe in decentralized applications. Is it good and cushy and well yet? No. But who are the biggest YouTubers that we have out here? Us. Who are the biggest Twitter users that we have out here? Us. Where are we attacking now? Instagram, TikTok, all the rest of that. Why don't we build a coalition also on this defederated area, which is going to be Mastodon and like all the other plugs for this decentralized universe, and then put a one-to-one reposting to get them to come over here. That way we have a good collated way to speak our space without the furus and the idiots, where we can also influence these furus to bring them over into true DeFi, whether that's application, token, utility, because that's what Discourse Syndicate, Richard Hart, and all of us believe in, is self-sovereignty of your own utility, worth, knowledge, and value.
Yep. Well said.
I like that. Well said. I could actually understand what you're saying, man. You didn't speak circles around me this time.
This time, nipples.
No mushrooms in the wine this evening, I suppose.
you guys forced me to do that, so I go back to work. Let's not fucking play spades here.
Look who it is. Look at this.
Look at this.
I love his name. What's up, Kyler?
Let him talk. He's like doing this incognito. He's in the back room right now.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to give you guys some motivation or whatever. I'm out here working, doing everything I can to buy this dip. So
let's go.
Attaboy. That's my man right there, everybody. That's Kyler. He's out there hustling the night, stacking shelves so he can get
I love it, man. That was awesome.
My man.
Get that money, bro. Get that money.
Yeah, boss must have walked
past.
Right. Yeah, he's like, oh shit, gotta go.
Hey Bob, did you see our good old fucking Scottish guy is in the chat with us tonight? Love it.
Probably.
Mr.
I was talking to him
DG.
live. I was talking to him live on stream for just about
Ladies
an
and
hour
gentlemen,
gotcha.
The queen of the Hex streamers, Serena Alonzi, is in the house. My lady, the queen, is here.
Thanks for joining us, Serena. She was the one that helped me figure out how to connect my ledger and claim my free claim with the Bitcoin at the beginning of Hex.
She's one of the first videos I watched for people that were actually
the first videos
taking a stand against the FUD that was out there. She's like, whatever, don't care. This is what I see. Screw you people for saying otherwise. It's really kind of cool.
Yep.
I'm not surprised. All the girls in Hex are bosses. No joke.
Yep.
There's another one that came in and said hello. I wanted to put Jennifer up there. Thanks, Jennifer, for coming in and joining us.
Hi, Jen.
Good to see you, Jennifer. Yep. And hello, Wealth. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. These shirts are pretty dope. Hexfights.com. Hexfights.com.
Do we have a few left?
We do have some left. We don't have a lot, but we got some left. Yes. Oh, and we so to keep our word, we went ahead and sent a check to Mr. Kareem to help him pay back for supplying all of those shirts to all of the awesome Hexicans that showed up to the celebrity fights. So he gave those shirts out for free to all of them. So part of the reason we were selling them online is so that we could try to get him recompensated, get him some of his money back on that. So
thank you, Kareem. Thank you,
Kareem. You're the man. Thanks for taking lead on that. Get in front of more eyeballs.
Yep.
All the
and Kareem's out there. He's got
Atlanta.
like, what has he got? Like 60,000, 70,000 TikTok or Instagram followers.
Instagram followers now. Yep.
So he's out there hitting the Instagram hard, guys. He's out there freaking speaking the good word, preaching the good word of Hex out there to the masses up on the hilltop. Thank you.
Amen. Amen.
Are you kidding me? Somebody else wants to get freaking. How come I can't even?
What did I just hear?
Yeah, he's going to timeout. You go hang out with Dorsey for a little bit there.
You're beating our trolls today, RG. Usually you give them wrenches.
Doesn't he? He doesn't have a wrench. You'll get a wrench when you come back.
Jerry has one.
He's got one.
He's got one, right?
Jerry.
It's always the guys with the wrenches that are causing all the damn trouble.
My boy DG, you get one, brother. You get one. That body mechanic. That guy can fix your back, bro. RG. That guy can fix your back. The body mechanic, DG. He specializes in that. That's what he does.
DM me, bro. DM me. I need it because I'm getting ready for my
I
third
think RG's back, man. When I saw him at the convention, I gave him a big old hug. I didn't expect him to pop so easy.
Yeah, he's like,
DG and Kinetics. DG and Kinetics keep me retain my will to live as I'm like carrying the Ethereum work chat like on my shoulder.
Don't tell anyone that chat. There's a reason I don't advertise that chat because it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I don't want anyone to come in there and ruin it.
He did. He said it.
It's like the glory days of Hex trading.
It was like the original Hex trading and making fun of Helgorian and all the original days, man. That was awesome.
Hex trading, if you think about it, is like, earmuffs, kids. It's like the chat box on BitMEX.
Yes. Yeah.
And you get a wrench, and you get a wrench, and look under your seat. Everybody gets a wrench.
Everybody gets a wrench. And Crypto Ewok, you were worried when Trevor on Twitter said, "Who's next?" And I said, "I'm your Huckleberry." He says, "No, not you too." I'm not going anywhere, brother. I'm still here.
On that note, I actually did promise my wife that I was going to go to bed at a reasonable hour, but I wanted to stop by and say hi to everybody. I wanted to, at least, give a nod to all the people that on the screen here that have put in hard work for all this time. I know some people are taking a break, but that doesn't mean that we're leaving. I'm like, God, I don't know why I would have a reason to get a letter, but if I do, we'll see when that day comes. But I appreciate everyone that's showing their faces. Whether people choose to or not, that's their own choice. But I do appreciate the people that have shown their faces and put in hours and hours. We don't deserve what you've done, and we appreciate that you're still here.
Oh, you're too kind, Bob. You're too kind.
Yeah.
And
thanks, man.
No homo.
Not the influencers you want, but the ones you deserve, right?
Well, the message doesn't carry as much weight anymore than once you said that. Good seeing you, brother. We'll catch you soon.
We'll see you.
Ciao, Bob.
Looks like we might be graced with an OGer that's coming in here. Let's see.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, Kinetics, before you were talking about like how people should step up to the plate. And like I was thinking about it, I'm like, if it's only because I think it's only people that are getting hit with the subpoenas are in the United States, right? Because other people that are outside of the United States are not getting any.
As far as I know,
so,
from what I've heard so far, yes.
So I'm making a call to all people outside of the United States and Europe, Canada, Australia. We should actually do more content, and we should get out there more. Since if we're not getting any, what is it? What is it? Backlash.
Backlash.
If we don't get any backlash, then might as well start kicking it up a notch until the waters, set. I feel like we should start doing that.
I agree with that.
But I mean, yeah, it's not really backlash anyway. It's an inquiry. Let's
but it can pressure people, like it's some people are probably in a position where they have the option and they can handle it, and it's a shame that they had to go through that. But then there's other people, you don't know what they're going through, and it must suck for them to have to deal with that. Like, I understand Hexo's in a good position, but isn't he having a child? Like that why is he getting off and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That for me, when I heard that, I was like, okay, dude, for sure get off. Like that. This is you can't redo this moment in your life. You know what I mean? You can't redo it and have to deal with this. You gotta, think about what's best in order to be healthy mentally, and it's memories. Like, you gotta but I really think that the people that are like myself that can't get any backlash from this, I think I'm gonna start doing more, and we should be doing more and helping more people.
Agreed. Let's take it one step further. Let's remove the word influencer. I hate that shit. There's also the word critic, right? People that are critics could never do what we do in the entertainment industry. We are educators. We come to help you educate yourself based on our knowledge of expertise, of knowledge to give it to you. We are not influencing you for anything. We are a core community of people who strive to learn, to teach, to do better. Richard Bach says we are all learners, teachers, and doers. And by that facet in life, we are educators. We are not influencers. We don't get paid shit. What we do is we spend our time.
It's like real educators. We don't get paid shit.
Yeah.
So.
That's right. Well, we don't.
I don't even think it's as far as that. I mean, we're fans.
With that, I'd like to say something else and interrupt everybody right now, because if anyone out there is giving the man himself, Hexo, shit for whatever he's had to do to take care of this, and the defense fund and everything was appreciated. He's had to do what he's had to do, and anybody out there who has anything to do with exposing his wallet, you're fucking pieces of shit. I don't know why anybody is doing that shit. That is fucking wrong. Why are we putting we are always talking about anonymity and trying to keep our shit as private as we can, because we're all an open damn book out here, and we're going to go out and expose this shit. So who's ever out there doing that shit, fuck you and shame on you for doing that shit. It's unnecessary. And Hexo's given his all. He spit out a spleen for this fucking community. So how dare anybody have anything ill to say about that man?
Correct.
And under the circumstances that he's under right now. You don't know him. You don't know what he's doing personally, but all he's done is every day given to you fucking people. So anybody who's out there that hears this, it's fucking with Hexo, fuck you. Leave him alone. Anyway,
the thing is, again, just like you were saying, he's put his damn time in. He's on his second kid. He's put all of his work in. We all try to educate people as much we can, and then that's our own time. In fact, Mr. Rolodex himself. How are you, Gary? But all that time is actually our payment and our succor, because we are doing better for what we try to do better in. And that is it's effort on our back, but it's not a payment in our check. Because if we see someone do better, not get wrecked, be informed, now we are on the upwards team of punching up.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Funding Jim is in the house. What's going on, bud? We haven't seen you for a while.
I'm streaming from a cell phone in a not too busy, not too quiet area. So tell me if it gets terrible on the sound.
Sounds great.
You sound great, bud.
Great.
Awesome. So so I just heard the tail bit of the Discourse Syndicate stream, and I'm actually at lunch in Singapore now. I'm going to be meeting with some Hexicans later tonight for dinner and so forth as well. So my only commentary really is about, if you want to be treated as adults inside the crypto space and you don't want to be lumped in with the FTX, orgy group or whatever it is, act that way, behave that way. One of which is we are targets. We've been targets for quite some time. We are highlighted because we do have a garish founder that really likes to poke buttons. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. This actually will probably turn out in a very good light for both the product of Hex and the validation of Hexicans in general. I heard the last bit that RG3 was just saying about, doxing of Hexo's address or something along those lines. That's a known thing. It's out of the bag as far as it goes. And part of my commentary on that is, especially the people that are anonymous, avatar, that basically benefit in some way from broadcasters that are public. You put your address out there, you put your face out there, you put your brand out there. We live in a world where it's very easy to find individual people or find wallets or whatever in a public blockchain, and to effectively complain that someone sells some part of their asset is really kind of low, because the value of Hex, yes, we've had the product that's been announced by Richard. We've had Richard streaming from a castle for a year or so, streaming from all over Europe and meeting people, being on stage, taking slings and arrows, and so have the community, right? The community that is out there streaming, putting content together, putting products together, promoting the commodity nature of the Hex product. So you wouldn't have 3-cent Hex, you wouldn't have 1-cent Hex, you wouldn't have 50-cent Hex without people in the community broadcasting that message of what the product represents. When it comes to Hexo's particular address, these are new realms for many people. Some of us have run businesses. Some of us deal with all kinds of different industries, whether it's real estate, insurance, banking, and so forth. And we have a little bit of experience working with lawyers, working with regulatory agencies, and so forth. Hexo is a lovable bear. He's a lovable teddy bear when it comes to this thing. And yet he took the risk for a couple of years of broadcasting on a daily basis to effectively pump the anonymous's bag, if you want to say it that way. I don't really think of it as negative in any light. I think that it was a fear narrative. I think that was a prudent thing, for someone that's looking out for his family in general. So in general, I don't want any kind of harm going toward someone that actually created the value in the first place when they sell some portion of their bag. That's an issue about that. The other thing is, I've only got a little bit of time, so I only want to be here for a minute. The SEC issues, people that deal with government agencies should, in my opinion, have representation, in my opinion, because this to me, and I've spoken with legal authority and things like that, law firms and so forth about the issue. You always want to be represented in general, and most of this is a fishing expedition. Most of it is trying to see how many records are going to go into the coffers, so to speak, of the SEC, and is relatively unnecessary. So I've already gotten advisement. I'm putting together advisement for other people that have actually officially received SEC letters. And, part of it is we're going to have to verify that that's a real authentic issue. Some people are likely to receive letters that are not from the SEC, but look very similar. And I caution you about just releasing your records to whatever address is on the piece of paper that gets mailed to your house or mailed to your business or whatever email spam that you receive that looks official but may not be. So be cautious. We are in a world where, Face app and all these other things can change how you look. So can paperwork you think comes from a government authority. I specifically am complying if there is some kind of request specifically of me, but I'm only doing it through legal office, and I'm only releasing per what the lawyers that have dealt with these issues with these agencies in the past have succeeded with, releasing or not releasing. I think on the other side of this, we will be not just stronger as a OG or founders or original people involved with the Hex product, but it will also give strength to people that have been on the sidelines about whether or not they can talk publicly on a YouTube channel about comic books or classic cars or a commodity that's called Hex. Like, that's where I see this going. I've already talked with lawyers about where we stand as far as the product itself, its origin story, how close to the similar launch that Bitcoin that has passed SEC scrutiny in the past, and it represents not a security, but represents a commodity of sorts, a digital asset of sorts. And they feel very strong about our particular product and about our advocacy of the product in the public realm. So I'm just trying to tell people, be reasonable about everything that you do in the internet, about, you know, cross promotion, cross, you know, disparaging, whatever you want to do to validate your own ego. You know, we're going to be stronger on this side if we are strong as a community. That's the biggest message I wanted to put out there.
I agree with that.
Well said.
Well said.
Yeah.
Here, Gary. Here.
How many episodes of my show have you been able to catch there so far, Funding Jim?
Shameless self-promotion. You did say that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm hearing it couched.
All of them starting with the first.
Yeah, because I'm hearing it couched in terms that, boy, this streaming thing we do. I mean, Mother Teresa's got nothing on my ass, because I'm my God, how rightly motivated could one man possibly be? I'm as altruistic as they come. The way you guys are talking about it, I do this for nothing except for the benefit of you all. I mean, guys, please come the fuck on. Please.
That's what we all do. That's why I said we need to be educators, not use the word influencers or anything like that, because we're trying to help people.
Dude, you stream because you're cut from the cloth of a creative person who's using the gifts you've been given, whether you're a writer, a speaker, an actor, a producer, a designer, an artist, a performer. You're doing what the fuck you were put on earth to do. To not do it would be suppression. Don't come around here and tell me we're all doing this because we just can't bear not to give and give and give. Give me a break, man, please.
Hey,
how many of you guys
saying that?
How many of you guys?
Nobody's saying that.
Johnny Chaos, how many episodes of my efforts have you been watching, sir? You know,
I haven't.
No, not a single fucking one. You couldn't fucking be bothered. So don't talk all this noble shit, you guys. You didn't support me. You didn't help me out. I was down here on the ground speaking for first principles, teaching what Richard teaches, talking about sovereign autonomy, standing up for fucking the right things. You guys didn't fucking even put your hand on my shoulder and say, brother, I feel you. How are you doing? You didn't do.
Now,
you couldn't be
how are we exactly supposed to do that when we're not watching?
It's somebody not agreeing with you lockstep. I'm speaking the truth, man.
What are you not agreeing with?
The idea that people only stream because they're
Who the
altruistic,
fuck said
charitable
that
people.
with this altruistic bullshit you're coming up? No one said that here. I've never said that.
What just came out of Gary's mouth? It's
No,
what just came out. Hexo streams
Gary's
because
speaking
all he wants to
Gary.
do is.
No.
Gary speaking
I
Gary,
have a-
bro.
I have a-
And
I have
what?
a voice.
Don't give me this fucking pity party shit. Been here for you the whole
Pity
fucking
party?
time. What do you? Yeah, nobody's
How many
giving me a
episodes of my show you see, RG3?
I don't watch any shows.
Okay,
I don't
all
watch
right.
my own
Well,
shows.
Kyle, let me ask you this: what entitles you to get our viewership?
What entitles any streamer to get anybody's viewership? Johnny?
Exactly my point. What entitles any streamer to get anybody's viewership? Where do you come in yelling at people because they're not watching?
Wait,
your
was
show?
I yelling? Was I yelling?
Oh man, it's
Yeah.
just like you give me.
No, you
like,
guys are butthurt because I'm not just agreeing with you in lockstep,
No,
and I'm giving
butthurt.
a
I'm just
viable.
asking where the fuck
I'm
it's
giving
coming
a
from.
viable
Here's-
alternative
here's-
view. I know some of the people who are doing the blockchain analysis. Now I don't know
Your
who
shit's
made that
good.
shit public.
You've got a
I don't
good
know who
stream.
made that shit public. That's not right to do that, okay?
Yeah.
But guess what? We all come into this eyes wide open, knowing that our shit can be, by an adroit detective, be analyzed on the blockchain, okay?
course
That
it
guy's a
can.
professional. There is a thing called a .eth address. I recently learned about them. You could not have your
But
shit
does it
docked
need to
at
be
all.
made public for everybody to go and?
Hey, you're preaching to the choir there, my brother. I think that's trifling.
know.
I don't think people should have done that. But I know some
Yeah,
people
that's
that
what
are,
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody has the opportunity to go look at that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But to spread it all over hey, look at Hexo's fucking bedwetting episode here, everybody. Look at his sheets. You know,
That
it's
would
like
be
what the fuck
trifling.
is that?
Yeah,
all
that would
about,
be
you know?
trifling. Well, I think what it is, my man, to once again be that advocate, and I'm so sorry to do this, is these people are all saying we're down here in these levels of the financial
I hear
reality,
you. I
going to
hear
work every week with kids. These guys are doing really well off and say as much on almost every episode of their show. Maybe Maddie more than Fraxologist, but you know what I'm saying. They got their
hear you.
hand out now asking for money. I think we as a collective, that's what this person is saying, not I think we deserve to understand what is exactly afoot here. Now, again, to qualify what I'm saying, I think it's trifling that somebody would make that fucking common knowledge on that man. I'm about sovereignty and autonomy. And what that is, by the way, my friend, in case you're confused on definitions, is freedom with responsibility. Okay. You don't get nothing for free in this life.
So I have a comment. I need to.
I'd like you to say that one again.
I need to go. I want to make this comment. If you were a gold bug, which I used to be a gold bug, I used to be into silver and so forth, and if Peter Schiff is talking about the value of the commodity of gold, I am pumping his bags when I buy an ounce of gold. I'm pumping the bags of if there's gold inside the Fort Knox. I'm pumping the bags of JP Morgan that holds 1 million ounces of silver. I'm pumping the bags of other holders of the commodity I believe in, right? Do I feel insulted because they sell? Do I? Because I bought into the narrative, right? So like, you don't have value in anything out of altruism. There's no such, in my opinion, there's no such thing as pure altruism. If you have a public face, if you have, you gave 1,000 turkeys at Thanksgiving to the homeless, you have some kind of reward. It may be self-validation. It may be public social capital that you'll use later. It may be financial capital that you'll use because turkeys didn't cost $10, they cost $7, and you got a spread. So there's all kinds of reasons that we do not do things as human beings altruistically. Even when I sit and I watch in a tribe of 50 people and I watch the other guy go and try and catch the fish with a net, and I benefit from his work. I benefit from his fucking work. I benefit. I didn't do shit. I didn't fish for anything, but I'm still part of that tribe, and I'm going to benefit in calories. So
that 50-man tribe is scalable.
Anybody is purer than anyone else. This is blockchain. This is aligned incentive. Whether it's Richard, whether it's OA, whether it's Hexo, whether it's me, whether it's RG3, and anybody that is basically broadcasting the value of a smart contract that incentivizes people to hold it because in a staking form, because it generates more. It could be tribbles, it could be oranges, it could be land, whatever you want to call as a resource. It has a specific nature. There's certain people that believe in that nature having value in a marketplace. And, at the end of the day, this is, whether you paid him in super chats or in tokens of affection, man, I love you, bro, or you say, hey, that social capital that you're utilizing pumps my bags and he's going to later sell those coins. I really don't see harm in it. There's plenty of people that sold at 56 cents. Plenty of people. And I don't think that Hexo is one of them. I haven't done the channel analysis, but what the fuck? Who cares if it's at 3 cents or if it's at 56 cents?
You didn't hear me say nothing about a man selling his assets. I said nothing about that. I agree with you, man. I agree. They're allowed to know. What I said is the community is allowed to do the analysis. What I meant by what I was saying was the community is allowed to do the analysis. The other thing I was speaking on isn't to be married to the point you're trying to make. We don't just stream out of the goodness of our hearts, and we don't.
Well, and let me. So there's
out of the goodness of his heart. Do you think that Pompliano does out of the goodness of his heart? CNBC. Nobody does anything out of the goodness of their heart.
Well, that's rather Luciferian
I do.
view.
Yeah, I do.
Rather
Guys, talk for yourselves. I do. I don't know. I do it every day, man.
That you do. That's not true.
Yes. So when I started this stream, I knew that the byproduct of doing the right thing was going to be bags pumped. See, that's forget altruism. I knew I didn't have to focus on the byproduct. I knew that the byproduct was going to be there, that was just going to be something that happened because of what I went out and did. So I tried to do it in the right way. I wasn't being altruistic. I was trying to do the right thing, to be self-sovereign, to help other people be self-sovereign, to expose crypto for what it was, to understand the tenets of what Richard Hart was trying to teach us.
That's
to
a multi-tiered thing you're saying there.
To expose it.
That's what's up.
And all of those things in a way can look altruistic, because that's what we were doing. We were doing the right thing. And
yes, because there is such a thing as the right thing. There is such a thing.
And the byproduct was pumped bags. So it was a good thing for all of us, not just for me, but for all of us. But more important to me was, look, man, I'm 55 years old, coming up on retirement with a dead back. And there's a lot of guys out there like me that don't have hope. Hope has come for me, and there's a whole new life ahead of me now. But a lot of people don't have that. And that doesn't sit right with me. I don't want to go out and be a do-gooder, but that doesn't sit right with me, that there are other people like me that are hurting, that don't see this, that haven't had this exposed to them, that it's being suppressed because of others. That's the fight.
According to Jim, you would only do something about that because you have something to gain in the end.
That is it's thought down. So first and foremost,
don't talk to me like I'm a dog, Kool-Aid. I'm your elder.
It's a byproduct.
Elder, let's not even go there. So here's the one thing. You first and foremost said, who watches your stream? What do you have more valuable than that? My direct cell phone number. I was going to take the fucking night off last night after putting another 80-hour day in. You texted me and I popped on.
Which you told me several times. Do that.
No, here's the other thing is I don't question who watches my stream. I don't have a stream. No, I have direct access to everyone. The altruistic thing is that I have a particular skill and I give it to my friends, not just to pump our own backs, but to make sure that everyone else can learn, build, grow.
Hell yeah,
I
know you do.
Gary, fucking the captain, Ken, everybody here does it in their own way. Viewership is not usership. Giving yourself to teach, grow, and build is the most important thing you can do. It's not altruistic, it's humanistic.
So I'm about to go.
Well, I don't have any problem with that.
I want to make is about the real estate game. How many times have you heard that you should probably buy instead of rent? That you're throwing money away because you're renting, right? That you should own an asset that pays you. Maybe you should own a business that pays you, or a dividend generating stock. George Gammon comments all the time about having assets that pay you instead of lifestyle. Robert Kiyosaki has all kinds of books over 20 years of time trying to give you financial education. And yet they monetize that. They monetize it in a way that says, hey, here's education that's going to cost you $20 to buy my book. It's going to cost you $50 to attend my seminar and teach you financial education that your college or your society isn't, right? So there is useful information. And to me, the knowledge about the product of Hex, whether it's by a YouTube streamer or whether it's an Instagram post or stickers that are on a telephone pole, that advertising is in and of itself good-natured, but not absolute altruism. There is no such thing as absolute altruism, in my opinion. I don't think the human beings behave that way. We behave in a way that's aligned incentive. Even when, like I said, Thought's Child or whoever was saying it earlier says, hey man, you haven't been watching my stream. Well, why the fuck are you streaming? Why are you streaming, man? Don't you want some social capital? Don't you want some financial benefit from your time? You just have nothing else to do with your time other than to get out here. This is kind of like identity block. I have issues with identity blocks. He does the same shit. He does the same shit. He just wants to create chaos. Like, it's not useful. Do you think that Joker does useful things? Do you think he does useful things for the community because he's advertising his brand or his product? No, I don't think he is. I think he's chaos in the system. I think that aligned we do better.
I would agree with that.
We do better. Complying, in my opinion, is better because you have assets that you want to buy in the future with your crypto gains. You have assets that you already hold inside of a regulated environment. So this anarchy bullshit.
What anarchy? Anarchy. What do you want? A good little foot soldier who shuts the fuck up and agrees with you all the fucking time. That man has no value. That man is not a man. He has no value. Any man who's just going to shut the fuck up and be lockstep. Don't you dare bring. Hey, Kool-Aid, knock it the fuck off, bro. Give me some respect for a change.
I am. Don't disrespect Gary. He's trying to give you alpha here.
Dude, he's been talking for 5 minutes.
It's good. You should take more than that. Gary is probably one of the most intelligent people you could ever listen to. And I shut the fuck up.
I just heard him say 3 unintelligent things. Everything else was highly intelligent. Okay, please.
One of the smart things he said was about altruism.
What was number one, Boss Child?
I can't. There's too many people talking. What the fuck? Who's talking
listening.
now?
I've got ears. You just said 3 unintelligent things that I said.
I disagree with your view of altruism. I disagree with your view that we all have a fucking end game of gain Okay, there's
stop
two.
with number one.
Hey, can I say one
Who
thing?
is somebody that's altruistic? That
Dude,
you
look
can
at
name?
you. You cannot even stand it that somebody would disagree in Holy Hexaco with Holy.
What are you saying, Gary?
I gave valuable fucking insights here that are my truth. I didn't hurt you. I didn't lash out at you. I said, guys, I'm not sure that we're all streaming for this motivational reason. And you guys are all about to have a fucking attack over it. I mean, Johnny's up there ready to burst a fucking bubble because I said some of the things I said. Guys, come on. Am I a Hexican? Do I fucking bleed magenta, orange, and yellow, or do I fucking bleed magenta, orange?
I didn't say shit. It's just for the record.
I think you need therapy, is what I think. Because
Child,
I don't
if you
even know what
that dismissive shit's going to go real far with me,
donate every
Johnny.
crypto
That
that you
dismissive
have,
shit's
and you
going to get you
continue
real
to
far.
speak about the nature of the product, I would say maybe he's altruistic because he's disabled all advertisement. He's simply broadcasting. He doesn't have any super chat. He doesn't hold anything whatsoever that he could benefit from. Then I'd say, hey, Child might be a pretty good guy. But that's not the world we live in, dude. We do not live in that world. You cannot name one person that is altruistic. I don't care if they're a fucking priest in Rome. They're not altruistic. They have
Brother,
social
man,
validation.
you just spoke it, brother. That's your truth. It says so much about you, man, and that's fine.
No.
You're not
Can
telling
I-
me how I
channel
live.
for social
Jim, you're
validation.
not going to dictate how I feel or how I live. You just can't.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
this is
just gonna
Discourse
reject
Syndicate
your
Thanksgiving
reality 'cause
dinner,
it's not
guys.
true.
Well, no, it's Discord, Sergi. It is Discord.
I think there's a hand up. I didn't even know we could do that.
It's Discord.
Hey, DG, we'll
how
take
you
a quick
doing,
break.
brother?
How's it going,
Mechanic.
I just wanted to interject in the altruism debate there because I agree with both of you, I suppose, but I don't believe certainly in true altruism, not in the respect that it is taken in these days, especially when it's connected to your worth in regards to money. I had, in fact, discussed this earlier in a live stream, was a discussion I had with a young client. I'm not going to go back into it, but altruism, in the sense that people look at it now, is not real. It is not real. What altruism is a genuine heart-to-heart exchange of energy, shall we say. So no matter what you do, right, whether it's just from the goodness of your heart, something has to come back in return. It's an energy exchange, right? So if it's a negative return, then you're not going to want to continue doing that thing. Now, I know this from my own business because I've struggled for a very long time being a small gym in a small town with two big government-funded gyms. And that was part of the discussion this morning is like, the business I was in before, which was the security industry, which I was in for 13 years, paid me very well, but I lost everything except for the money in that business, which is why I left it. Whereas in comparison, the business I'm in right now, I have very little money in comparison to what I earned in that business. But the other thing I have is much more, and it keeps me there. If I could do it for free, I would. But I would only do it for free because I love what I get in return. Do you understand? So I agree in the sense that, sorry, funding Jim is saying
The richness of your spirit. Your spirit feels richer for it.
Yeah. Everything is energy exchange. Everything is energy. Sorry, I keep reading this thing. Everything is energy exchange. So I think altruism, I don't know. Do you know, it's not one I've delved deep into the etymology of, and I'm sure it would reveal some rather eye-raising truths about the word if I did. So feel free to do it yourself, guys, but I'm sure I will be right on that. But I believe the way it's perceived right now is wrong. And a big part of that, especially after the discussion with my young client this morning, which was very much along these lines, where he was so upset, it's connected to essentially financial gain. And you know how much more is your, let's put this in a quick discussion. How much more is your money worth?
Your mic is wrecked.
Somebody's got some wind.
Yeah, sorry. How much more is your money worth when it's piled in a wheelbarrow? Like, it's
Someone said puppies.
Fucking wheelbarrow is worth a lot more than the money that carries it. If you catch my drift.
Dorothy's got the peacemaker on his lap.
Here's what I gotta say.
Somebody said puppies, so I thought it was getting a bit too serious. So these are puppies.
So here's what I gotta say about altruism, because I agree with this. And if anyone wants to argue this, that's fine. Go have your own fucking pity party somewhere else. But I believe the same thing Ayn Rand believes about altruism. That altruism is not the standard, or she rejected that altruism is a standard for moral behavior, calling it incompatible with freedom, with capitalism, and with individual rights. However, her opposition to altruism was not opposition to benevolence. There is a difference between the two, and that is all I'm going to say about that. Because it is in your best interest to do what is best for this community, and that is what the real altruism is. We are out here streaming because it does give us social capital somewhere in this small microcosm of a world. And we do have some influence over some people to at least have them hear our point of view, our paradigm, and bring them around to our paradigm. They don't all have to. They may not all see the same sense. They may not all pass the IQ test, as we like to say here in Hexaco. But there's a reason why we are doing this. And it does also fill our self-gain at the same time that it helps everyone that we're speaking to as well.
Fuck yeah, man.
Got no problem with that.
Absolutely.
Dorsey, what are you doing
Sounds like
here?
we agree. So,
well, somebody said puppies, so I thought I'd bring my puppy on. This is Ruby.
love it.
One hell of a puppy right there.
Ruby Hex. Ruby Hex is called.
How old is a dog like that? How old is a dog?
12 weeks tomorrow.
You look like a spring chicken, pup.
Wow, 12. Wow.
12 weeks.
12 times 7, huh? Yeah.
Ruby Hex. So
better than I'm gonna look.
So I'll let you guys go. Have a good one.
Dorsey, good to see you.
Is that it?
It's a lot harder
Damn.
to gatekeep.
Damn.
It's harder to put him in jail when he's on stream than when he's in the chat. So.
Yeah, it's easier in chat. You can't kick him out of here. Oh, all
yeah,
right. Well,
I
that
meant
was-
no disrespect there, boys. I'm never going to be the guy in
I know
lockstep.
you didn't.
I'm
I
never
love,
gonna-
I love it. I love the fireworks.
Well,
I
I
love
don't
the
know if you
Discord.
saw earlier thoughts, but Captain was singing your praises at the beginning of this whole stream.
I heard him say that when I was streaming and watching your show, and I got choked up, and I said as much about it over on my stream. Does that mean I'm never going to question anything? Come on, man.
I wouldn't have it any
Captain-
other
I was
way.
gonna say, Captain
you
wouldn't even
question
like
the
it.
cap.
Captain
Doesn't
wouldn't
even
even
sound
respect
like
me
you.
if I did.
You
Doesn't even
question
sound
the
like
cap? How dare you? How dare you?
I question myself all day
Basically,
long.
kinetics, the responsibility is mine if I didn't communicate fully the holistic view of what it is I was trying to say. I was trying to make a specific point. I agree with everything that just came out of your mouth, young man.
Okay.
Johnny and Jim got a little bit out of shape than anybody would dare defile the church. And I wasn't trying to fucking do that, you know? I mean, just an alternative view. And Larry, God damn it, I love you, but brother, man, I would appreciate occasionally you not to talk down to me like I'm your underling, my brother.
Not talking down, but the thing is that I don't need to view streams. I have people call me directly. I am too busy to watch all the streams that's available.
No,
What I have
nobody's
is an
asking
open
you.
line. I have an open line. You can call me day or night. That is more important than viewership.
Yeah, and you never told me I couldn't call you. I'll say that here for everybody to hear. You said call me anytime you need me. You
Yeah,
called
no,
me. You called
and
me family when you said so too.
I did. I popped on stream with you last night.
It was great. It was great. I told everybody they got to go back and watch it because you don't get to see whales only as much as we used to.
Sure.
Yeah,
It came out from my show.
Watching crypto and whales talk was great. So
Pretty
a
good,
phenomenal
right?
stream.
Pretty
I
good.
recommend everyone watches it. Yeah.
Throws
Episode
heat, that's for
42.
sure. The man
I
throws
mean,
heat.
we're just people though that just share our opinions, and all our opinions together come into the fists that I've always preached that we punch up.
Yeah,
And that's
man.
exactly what we do here. I don't tell anyone where to find me, but if I like you, I'll give you a way to contact me directly, not some hippy dippy shit or streaming
I'll
stuff.
find you. I'll find you.
You what?
Oh.
Thoughts, chat.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
Yo. How
With
you
all the
doing, Famous?
negativity, fuck the negativity.
Famous.
Yeah,
Famous.
listen,
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing amazing, bro. How
It's
are you
so
doing?
good to see you, dude.
You too, man. I love your couple of streams, man. I watch
Hey,
them maybe for
Famous,
10,
nice to
15
meet
minutes,
you.
but I come on whenever I can, bro. But I'm busy as fuck.
I know. I got you on
You know
once.
me.
I ain't gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, but you got a
No.
fan right below you there in the body mechanic, dude. He wants to.
I'm just saying, I didn't realise that was
Thanks,
the infamous. Yeah, I've heard you, man. I like how you talk.
That's a real motherfucker right there.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean,
Go
he's
ahead.
Mr. Robot right now. Now that I've seen you on stream, I saw like the pretty boy pictures where you were talking about that one time. It's like, oh, my cousin, they clone all the rest of. Now you're Mr. Robot now.
Well, can I just say real quick, Famous, before you kick the ballistics, I think we're all going to take you a little bit more seriously now that you're in your legal office than you're on the busted ass couch with the bong in front of you. It's like, I don't know, man. You're intimidating right now, dude.
I am. And I got a good camera too, so everything you get to see my beautiful face. You know what I mean? But I was gonna ask you a question, because this negativity for me, it's not that it turns me off, it pisses me to fuck off because at the end of the day, you're wasting my goddamn time, and I'm not here for a good time. I'm actually here for.
Okay, when you say that, you're saying generally, or you?
Yeah,
saying
generally, like not
okay,
you.
right.
I'm saying in
Yeah.
general, everyone's fucking negative, and I hate that shit. Why? Well, because you're wasting my goddamn fucking time. Right? Because
Right,
I'm my own
right.
bank. And at the end of the day, if you're wasting my goddamn time, you're wasting my money.
Did
So
you just
I
say
think-
you're my own? I'm my own bank.
I am my own bank.
Yeah,
We're all our own fucking
rock.
bank. So I want to
You
ask you a
rock.
positive question. With everything
Okay.
that's happening right now in the last 2 weeks,
Okay.
what is your suggestion to the community on how we should move forward positively? Whether you're a streamer, whether you're an educator, or whether you're an awesome fan slash Hexican, how do we move forward as a community now that we know that we've cut the god like in 300?
Interesting.
That spear
That's
that
a
just
fucking
slashed his
excellent.
face.
That
How
is
do we
an
do this?
excellent question.
I'll-
Okay,
and
'cause
I'll
the
ask
first
everyone
thing-
in the chat.
The first thing that I think we have to do is we have to delineate between the person who, as I said, bleeds magenta, orange, and gold or yellow, right? And then there's a strain that we may have found up in here in the last 2 years. Now, I personally, within the context of my program and my efforts, have fallen upon a name for them. I call them the when me me's. When me me's. They're up in Hexaco. Okay, the when me me's are here. I know who they are by name. I know what they look like. I know what they do. I know why I have problems with it. But hey, look at me. Look at Thoughts. No, it ain't coming down like that. It's got to go down some other ways. I think you have to know, number one, who you are. And there aren't only the two things, the dyed-in-the-wool Hexican and the when Mimi. There's also the person who thinks this is cool, holds the token, respects Richard, but it ain't all that, like it is for all of us here. So there's different levels. There's gradients. It's a spectral analysis you're going to perform on yourself. Now, that having been said, these things that are happening that you just allude to, Famous, I think the most valuable thing that you can ask yourself is this something that directly actually affects me and mine or not? If you run it through that filter hard enough, you're going to find that blowing a gasket over something a fat senator from Alabama did doesn't necessarily really mean that much. Gary didn't hang out long enough for me to give him some props, because earlier in the evening, I heard Funding Jim go on Cryptic Cabana and say, hey guys, guess what? The United States of America is about 5% of the globe. You think I give a fuck what the fucking SEC or a governor from Alabama says about this shit? I'm telling you, man, like a lot of times, and I'll end my thought here, I think we're getting the panties in the bunch, the sand in the vagina. We're getting all bent out of shape about some shit that if we just ran it through that spectral analysis filter, man, we would realize this ain't even grazing up against me. It's just groupthink. It's more groupthink. Oh, are they panicking? Yeah, they're panicking. Are they're panicking? Okay. Like, yo, check yourself, man. Like, really, you're allowing yourself to become infected by a psychosis of paranoia, fear, panic, anxiety. My God, the sky's falling. So I hope that sort of answers your question. That's the first thing I would suggest, Does this really affect me? Who am I? And does this affect me?
So that's what's positive, how you would positively attack what's happening right now in the community.
Yeah, because I think to know thyself is one of the most beautiful things my creator sustainer asked me to do, is to know myself. That's a beautiful thing to me.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Love you, Kong. Miss you too, man.
I understand what you're saying.
See you in
It's
the
fucking
show.
deep, man. But you have to say it more not deep for the people to
I
understand.
know. I've been
Deep
told
as
that
fuck.
since I came in Hexco. Wales used to yell at me, he'd say, "You got to dumb it down." I said, "I don't know how."
You can't. I actually don't want to dumb it down, because you dumb it down, then that means you make it dumb.
Correct. But aggressive is not also the answer too.
Well, I was a wordsmith out of mama's womb because they pulled me out with tongs, and I'm a Philadelphian. So
I still don't think you should. I still don't think you should dumb it down.
You should never.
Thanks, MT Corner, for the $15. I'd just like to say that I appreciate all the hard work and all the Hexicans have done over the years. Everyone has their own way of doing it, and I appreciate that as well. Just stay classy, folks. Hey, and everybody has their own kind of classy too, you know. So, you know, and I don't think dumbing it down is a word that may not be used properly. Simplifying it or making it digestible to folks who don't understand things at a level that maybe some of us do. Like, I don't understand crypto at the dev level like a guy like Kool-Aid understands, crypto at the dev level.
Kool-Aid thoughts, John, they're muted.
I don't understand a lot of these things. So simplifying it for me, or letting me stop to ask questions that can be answered simply versus over complex is my way of doing it. So I know that there's a lot of people out there that are even less inclined to know about the space or what's going on in Hex than I am. So dumbing it down is not the right word. Simplifying it and making it more digestible for everyone is, I think, how we should be looking at it. Hey, we've got a special guest. He jumps in every once in a while. We love this guy. Everyone likes us some CJ. So what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Hexicans?
Yeah, brother. It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see all of you guys as well. Just wanted to jump in and say hello and check in with everyone. Been listening for the last hour or so and then really enjoying the conversation and the brutal honesty you guys are having with each other.
That's what's up. It should be okay, especially in
that's what we do here. That's what we do here.
Well, after all, we're on the Discourse Syndicate program, right?
The FN Hangout is
be false advertising if we didn't do some shit like this every once in a while.
You got to keep it real. You have to keep it real right now.
Somebody just asked you to do your American accent.
Who's American accent?
Body mechanic. They want to hear you sound like
you got
us.
an American
I want to hear
accent.
you sound like us. Can you do it? I don't even think you can sound that.
What American dialect would you like?
Let's go with Texas. That's the easiest.
Well, that's crazy.
Texas. I can do Texas. I'm not sure where in Texas I'm from, but I can do Texas.
Not bad.
All right.
You need to add barbecue and
kind of like Taxi Driver meets Texas or something. There you go.
I like it.
I liked it. Let's hear Cali, man. Let's hear Cali, straight up off the beach, Cali.
Straight above the beach, Cali, man. That's quite specific.
Away, brah.
Yeah, brah. See, that's the thing. How does it sound now? Compared to what he used to, man. Compared to what he used to, man. It's all good. I don't know.
Sounds like a fresh guy.
That was kind of Keanu Reeves.
Comes from hip hop,
Yeah,
that's most of my exposure to cat.
See, RG3's got too much vato in him, so like you can't ever try and do like a RG3
He's
one.
Indian.
He's got the vato.
Hey, vato.
So say it in say purple burglar alarm in Scottish with your Scottish accent.
Purple burglar alarm.
What the hell?
In Scottish.
Purple burglar alarm.
It sounded like you swallowed your tongue during that burglar.
I'm not. I've heard these things before when you say shit in other accents and it sounds like something else, but I'm not sure what purple burglar alarm is supposed to sound like.
Smoked him, dude. Well
the end
done.
of that burglar is like that one. That one's killing.
Sounds like burger.
I mean, I'm sure it sounds funny, but I'm not sure what it's meant to sound like.
The truth of the fact,
in my belly. That was the rebrand I mentioned for another group. Was Fat Bastard from fucking Austin Powers, like Hex in my belly.
Yeah,
Well
I think
done,
we're all
sir.
jealous of your awesome fucking accent. Truth be told, you got the brogue.
Thank you for the love there. The $4.99 worth of love there. And thank you, Jennifer.
Love it. Thanks, Jennifer.
Oh, look who
So,
we got here. We got us some Toby Wan too now.
Toby.
Oh.
Or is it Kunta Kinte? Is that appropriate? Is that not appropriate?
It's after midnight. I'll take it.
It's after midnight for you, yeah.
Might offend some other.
I think your mic's right, sir. Different input.
Mic should be good.
Right now it's better.
Mic sounds
much
little
better.
low. Little low.
Got it. I'll turn it up a little bit. How's it all going, man? First, I need to apologize for anyone that saw me on the Cabana stream. I was fired up by RG. I normally do not shout into the camera, but he had inspired me. I kind of lost my shit for a minute, just with the whole, the things that we're all kind of wading through right now. We live in America. I'm not going to get on another stump here, but it's just like, if you can't be free here, what the fuck, right? And you got to speak up for yourself, because otherwise, no one else is going to do it. And then you're going to look around and be like, where did all our freedoms go? I don't know what happened, you gotta speak up for what's right. Just, as much as I try to ride the fence and be the nice guy all the time, there's even enough that pisses me off. So here we go.
That handlebar mustache portends the new intimidating version of Toby Wan here, man.
Well,
not so diplomatic anymore.
It's just that all this shit on the side is white and gray, so you can't see.
Hey, don't be calling all of us old. I had the same problem.
All right, Jen Hex, thanks for the $10, brother. I wanted to shout out my other $10 super chat. Okay, we didn't give it enough time. You're right. My bad.
It's $20.
I'll throw it up there real quick here.
That's
All right, Kinetics is 5'9". Here's $10 to help him get to 5'10". Much love. Appreciate
$10
it.
ain't gonna get him there, bro.
Well, it's funny because Endorzi's like 5'9" in heels, though. Of course.
I haven't seen Knipples in person to see how high he totally is, but I could shrink Knipples down and then put him in RG's pocket, and then shrink him down and put him in DCC's pocket, and we could have this Mamushka doll of
Inception of Cutthroats.
Yeah, Hexception is what we call it.
And yes, Dorsey, I did time you out, by the way, just so you know.
So who all we got in here? I see Thoughts. I don't know that I've seen Crypto to Learn before. I think
famous.
That's
famous.
That's famous.
Oh, that's famous. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, no, it's not just famous. It's Mr. Robot. If you didn't know, it's actually Mr. Robot hiding.
He rocks, man. Props to you and what you're doing on Twitter Spaces.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Very honored to make your acquaintance. And then the Geek, I don't know that I've seen you before either.
The Geek,
the mechanic.
That's the body mechanic.
Oh yeah. Right on, man. Okay. I think I know everybody. And then we got CJ, of course. I mean, who doesn't know that guy? And then the lovely Hexy Quinn. And then is that John? That can't be Johnny Chaos up top, or that's the quietest he's ever been in his life.
When he's got that looking up, he's in disgust mode right now.
He's in psychological counseling, so I guess he's taking a break.
Thought that would shake him out of hiding
for just a split second.
Good to see him.
He's
back
still
on
sitting
Twitter.
there though. That's a good thing.
Johnny's always watching. That's the whole thing. Johnny's always been watching since the beginning, man.
Yeah,
Johnny's been
in that industry. He has
participating
to watch it at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, that's why he was on Twitch. He wouldn't stream on YouTube, but he would stream on Twitch, and I had to figure out a different way to log into that damn thing. And I'm like, fuck, Johnny's on Twitch. Got to watch that now.
Well, that was the whole point. When I started out doing this, first of all, Richard was being bullied by the whole entire industry. And I wasn't going to stand by and watch that shit. And then RG was streaming alone. And I would be the guy that he would call to show up to hang out with. And then,
like there was nobody watching, nobody on the show. I was talking to myself, so Johnny would come in so that we at least could have a conversation.
So, and then the Twitter was basically just me talking to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then it grew like it did, and it started to wig me out. So up until a couple hours ago, I actually finally deleted the Twitter and then everybody wanted me to come back. So against what I would like to do, which is just not do anything because I don't have to, I would like to delete it, but apparently that's not allowed because people like to hear what I have to say.
They flipped out, man. People,
It's allowed, man. You're just necessary.
Out, man. People were buzzing. It was like that. That was like one of the biggest. Oh my god! Like they were more worried than the
Timing is
speakers.
everything.
They were more.
And my phone was getting lit up, and I was getting calls, and people were like, "You okay? Are you all right?"
Yeah,
and then the rumors started of, "Are you the silly whale?" Shit, no, I ain't selling my stuff at garage sale prices. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm clicking buy.
Right.
But you know,
I was
yeah.
bummed out,
I
man.
mean,
I'm glad you're back.
This is not at all what I expected, not at all that I wanted to walk into. And I prefer to just hang out in my shop and be creative and do stuff. But I'm spending most of my life on freaking Twitter arguing with strangers for no apparent reason.
Well, to Johnny, that's what I was saying earlier. If we look at like this whole Freddyverse thing that's going on, which is the whole decentralized aspect of it, doesn't have a lot of users. It is in its infantile stage of how it develops. But like I was saying together, we have the most prominent YouTube streamers, the most prominent amount of Twitter commenters. We're already offshooting these other things. Why don't we embrace this fledgling aspect? And then 90%, like they don't even have a crypto server. That's how Mastodon works. Why don't we set that up and lead the way? And then when we actually get on there, the people that we're talking to is not arguing with furus, stupid people, and all the rest of that. And then we can do a cross posting in between the important things on mainstream media, but then we have decentralized media. Discourse Syndicate, our family, the Hexicans, the PulseChains, and all the rest of us can lead the way on with decentralized social media, content creation, and all the rest that can lead the way. And if there's not that many billions amount of followers, the people that do follow it are the right people. We're spending less energy to talk to less stupid people.
Right. No, I get the concept, but originally I didn't want to be here at all. I mean, I just wanted to provide content, analogies, and stuff for other streamers to utilize and take forward. I've always been a behind the scenes kind of guy. I never wanted the spotlight. I never wanted to be in front of the camera. This is actually against my nature to do. It's what I fell into. So it's not my choice.
Well,
So
Roy,
Roy and I there's plenty of people. There's plenty of people that want to do it. So go ahead and do it. You know.
Well, yeah, but it's like Roy and I were talking the other day. It's like, you know, at a certain point, you look around and you're waiting for like an adult to appear to solve the problem that's at hand, and then you keep looking and you're like, oh shit, I'm the adult. Like, I have to, whether I want to or not. And I'm the same way, dude. It's like that Hexaco music video. You see me in that thing? Nope. Because it's like I felt more comfortable being the creative behind it. To try
you
to
put all of
together.
us in it. You
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, nobody wanted to see me. It's like, I mean,
you even made me sing. I think or something like that, sir.
I'd invites out to everybody, but it's like the point being is the same thing. You know, it's like I prefer to be behind the scenes, helping in like a supportive role. I mean, that's kind of my nature. And then, I'm relatively good at this, I suppose. I articulate myself pretty well and don't look terrible, I guess, on screen. But it's not what I'd want to do. But it's like there are times where it's like, well, fuck, man. It's like somebody needs to say this. I see people tiptoeing around, and if it's not you, Johnny, or RG3 screaming about it, or Thoughts, or Kool-Aid, or Hexy, or anybody else that's like stepping up to the bullshit on Twitter or on YouTube, then it doesn't get said. Yep. And it's like I'm not a guy that does well with things going badly or misinformation being propagated, and then there's nobody to defend it. It's like I don't want to get drawn into every fight, but it's like, man, you got to do something.
And that's generally what happens. I get trolled, and then that motivates me to make more posts, and I get trolled and I make more posts because I feel that I have to step up to it. But it's
yeah. And if I could just say something to you, Johnny, real quick, just so you have an historical perspective on Thoth's Child, just so you know, I was tickled pink to get my picture taken with you at Nagabo's party. It was a great moment for me. You were the first Hexican when I walked in that mansion who I got my picture with. And I've spent quite a bit of time echoing your strong sentiments in this community for the last year and 9 months, as well as, telling everybody here that Brother Richard Hart saved my life. And I've never shied down from a battle on his behalf, because I know that his behalf is the behalf of the principles that are going to make this planet worth living on for my children. So I just want you to know, when you tell me I need psychological counseling, I would like you to consider that they might try and program a lot of what you might consider good out of me if I were to go do that. So,
well,
you came
I don't
in
want us
hot,
to. I don't
and you
want
came
to.
in screaming, and I
Wasn't
remember
screaming.
meeting you at Nagabo's party, and we had a good conversation at Nagabo's party. You know,
we did.
It's just when you came, you know, right now all of us are in a different position, you know, and we're not all motivated by the same things. You know, I would choose not to be in the spotlight at all if I could, but unfortunately, I don't get that choice.
Well, you're really talented what you do in the back room. I got to tell you, I'm pretty impressed by your craft. So,
well, I don't get to create much when I'm spending most of my time arguing with people on Twitter. Okay. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
We're all talented in our
sucks a
back
lot.
rooms.
It sucks a lot of my energy out to put in the commitment to this community that I have. And I'm not asking for a pat on the back or anybody say, you know, great job, Johnny. It's what needs. I'm a person that does what needs to be done. And that's just how I operate. So, you know, here I am.
I didn't want to pass over this. I think this is. Thank you, Fiat. I appreciate it. I like what you're going to be doing.
Yep.
Redoing, reintroducing an Aave-like protocol on PulseChain, I think is going to be fantastic. I like that. I can't say one way or the other about it until we see code and see how everything works. But other than that, I like the idea behind it. I definitely do. Thank you for the $159.99 Australian dollars. Really appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for coming today.
He's also going to create a bit of competition on ETH too against Aave. So if that actually pulls out, that's actually the most bullish part of it, in my opinion.
Yeah. No,
Even
hail to the Fiat people and also the OK Coast people. We've got some really cool people actually taking these protocols, building, innovating, binding, and then moving forward with them. And then Lid also came in, so shout out to
what up, Lid?
Yeah.
And,
hey,
you know,
CJ, I gotta see how things have been going for you and what you're thinking about what's going on out there in crypto right now. I gotta hear you talk, man.
Well, I think it's very interesting and absorbing what you guys are saying in regards to the beautiful thing that you guys have created with the Hex community. I think it's very unique. I think it's very special. I think it's as we navigate through things, I think it builds a very interesting foundation of things that you guys can do, and you know, and I think it's important for all of us to build our communities that we live in, and then work together to find ways and solutions to navigate through the reset or whatever you want to call it that we're going through, and I think in part one of the things that's been missing with the latest downturn in the market is that the reasons why, and in my opinion, I have no proof to verify this, but I really think what we witnessed lately with the entire collapse of you know, one particular coin, token, everything else like that, was that I really think it was kind of structurally created, that they kind of did this on purpose to really keep institutional investors from getting involved in the crypto space. They purposely orchestrated this to say, look, here's why you don't want to get involved with this, because it's not regulated, even though it was. It's not FDIC insured. But guess what? We have the solution because we're piloting a central bank digital currency, and we're launching it with the Fed of New York with 15 financial institutions. So forget this other market that's out there because it's unregulated. It's very risky. A lot of people lost a lot of money. But here's our solution. You know, their game is always the same. It truly is. And
cosign, well said.
And a lot of people fall into that trap because they don't want us to understand that the moment that we can free ourselves from the plantation of fiat currencies, the moment that we can realize the potential of digital currency, digital assets, blockchain, is when we can disrupt their power construct of what they have relied on for several years. But instead, what they're attempting to do is they want to create the next solution and evolve away from the corruption, from the greed, from the collapse of their existing system into the next one. And they have to build the confidence to do it. And I think that's what we purposely witnessed. Like, there's so many reasons why that it makes sense as to, why they would do this. And what did it do? It built a lot of distrust in our space. It built a lot of questioning, but we don't need the speculators. We don't need the margin callers. We don't need the hedge funds to get involved with our space. Let them have theirs things, and we will operate as individuals, as collective communities, and to building into the networks that we feel that are going to help us as we navigate through this.
Dude, everything you just said, CJ, damn, man, well said, brother.
There's important framing here. Crypto did not fail. The centralized control of crypto failed.
Boom.
That's what's the most important thing to distinguish here. And that framing needs to continue because crypto's doing what it always has done. Nothing's changed. The only thing that changed is people came in and tried to control it and tried to manipulate it. And those systems, those centralized systems, are failing to control crypto.
And Johnny just said it's a framing issue. It just dawned on me now. How important fucking is it that the highest of stakes is portending on coming out here in any moment? You talk about making it a framing issue. Let's see some pictures of some happy, successful, together, powerful community motherfuckers succeeding in fucking DeFi, living an invigorated life, and forget all these sob stories that were created by the self-same motherfuckers who want to fucking run this shit.
And remember, again, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. These guys have run the same shell game over and over and over again. They just found a new fertile place to do it. The game that they just played has been played over and over again. It's a game of leverage, and they leverage themselves out of existence is what they did. And it's a short-lived game. They go out and they have orgies and drink and have fun, and it lasts a shorter period of time. And the people that had trust in them are the ones that have to pay for it. Nothing new under the sun, guys. This has been going on since time has begun. This is just fertile ground for it to happen. And everybody was warned about it. They were warned, and you should have seen the writing on the wall. That's why I'm in things like Hex and DeFi and decentralized exchanges, because that game has been played too many times.
See, and they took the word too. So that's the other thing that they did. Hex and Uniswap are DeFi. The other stuff was not DeFi. So they claimed ownership of the name. They marketed CeFi as DeFi, gave it a new label, and tried to claim ownership of what decentralized finance is supposed to be. Decentralized finance has to do with your own keys, your own crypto from your own wallet. That's decentralized. Centralized finance is their platform. They have custody. They control the off switches. And what they did was they played the switcheroo. So they tried to market this stuff as true DeFi when in actuality, they just stuck a different label on it. And that has people afraid. So when we use the word DeFi and we're talking about true DeFi, people are like, oh yeah, I heard about that DeFi shit. So they really, in essence, for the majority of people, have stolen that label and created fear based on that label of DeFi.
They trashed the name.
But you guys actually think that the government did this on purpose?
I don't think the government did it. I'm not going to say whoever the government did it. I'm going to say
absolutely without doubt.
Human nature played shell games with our toy. That's what they did.
I think it's the crypto. I think it's crypto that exposed them. Because it wouldn't be stupid for them to make it fail when they could have capitalized and took the whole advantage of what you think is the problem, which is only in your area, because the problem outside is not really there.
Yeah, they're in process of doing that.
No, but you don't realize how strong crypto is. You don't realize the whales out there can out leverage anyone if they want to. The two biggest whales, if you think about it, Binance and Kraken, can actually wipe everyone out. Now, is it ironic that about a month ago, Binance took all its liquidity off of Ethereum? Is that
How
normal?
ironic?
No one actually said this and saw this, but I was talking about this, and the next thing that happened, CZ, looks like it's CZ that did everything. It could be him. It could not be him. Miners haven't still dumped. Why not? Is there people going to dump on the market? I don't think they will, because there's two major things in charts that are going to overplay itself, and now it's just continuing to going down. So there's another thing happening. And if you remember in June, July, and I think in August too there was, but mostly in June and July, there was a lot of hacking, a lot of bridge hacking. Why would you want to hack a bridge for? Because those companies, this is what I think, people were moving shit around to make things have to always deal with fees and then this, and then you have wrapped assets, and you're able to split up everything into all and get a piece of everything, and everything comes back to where? To FTT. And FTT had what? Solana, another big bridge. And what was one of the biggest bridges that got fucked in the summer? Remember that? Oh, it was that bridge, right? Solana bridge, the Ethereum bridges. The hackers were stress testing it and warning us that, hey, I'm about to come in. And when I come in, shit's about to hit the fan.
Goddamn right. Oh my God.
If you look at the chart, I called it on June, I called it in September, and I'm about to call it in December. That linear trend, it means that they're attacking something, they're planning something, and just like Richard said, 11K and pray. 11K and pray.
Probing attacks.
Famous. It just happened. I was reading it earlier. Tether just de-bridged all their USDT off of Solana. Just read it a few hours ago. Yep. And so when you look at the arbitrage of war and where you know that you're going to be hit, how do you pull your supplies back? Because supplies are the most important part of war. Not necessarily the soldiers, because the soldiers need the supplies.
Why do you think Binance wants to do proof of reserves? Every asset as a BEP20 is pegged. What does that mean? It means that it's not actually there. It means that we have it, so we're going to give you a representation of what we have. And now they want to do proof of reserves. It's like they're fucking with us right in front of our face.
But there is no real proof of reserves on
but it's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's always been proof of reserves. It's the way they work. It's like if you go look at my wallet from Binance, it still has all the coins I've sent for the last 4 years in it. For some reason, why? Where am I getting all the coins that I take out from it? It doesn't make sense. And also another thing with Binance, you guys might have never been through this because you probably didn't use it. But at one point, I was like onboarding people, and we were purchasing with like debit cards and stuff and credit cards, and the charges would never go through. Some charges, I've had one out of like 4 times, charges would never go through. Free $80 or free $80 of crypto. And I was like, in my head, I was like, if this is happening to us, it must be happening to everyone, where they're just like, yeah, here, pretend like I'm giving you something, and then you go ahead and do something with it on my platform. And now we're just like, what's happening?
So here's the thing people don't understand about the centralized exchanges. You don't own crypto.
100%.
If they're on the centralized exchanges, you don't own them. What you are looking at is not a wallet address. What you are looking at is an IOU for crypto.
But Binance actually doesn't give you the keys, because your address on Binance is it's a real address on the chain. You can go check. 100%. Binance Pro is a real address. I can go take my address. It's the same address for Binance, Ethereum, AVAX, anything. So that means it's an EVM address, and that EVM address, I plug it in and I can see coins, but it's not the coins that I have. It's coins that have been there and that they decided, hey, I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to keep that ETH there. I'm going to keep that Uniswap there. I'm going to keep all these tokens there, but I'm going to send out from that wallet to different clients. And it's
but you're not interacting with that wallet. You're 100%. Interacting with their 100%. Interacting with their front end. So you're basically looking at an account, but you don't actually have control or ownership of that account. So in order for them to ship it out, you're basically asking them for an approval and hoping that they send it to where you want them to send it. 100%. It's like having a Gnosis safe, and you not having the keys to that Gnosis safe. You can look at that Gnosis safe, you can see the coins in there, but you can't actually transfer them unless you have the keys to transfer it. So when you have coins on a centralized exchange, you don't own them. They own them. And what they're doing is at the front end of crypto, they're getting all the people that are used to the banking system looking for a new custodial service, and they're greeting them at the doors of crypto, and they're saying, send your money to us. We're just like a bank. And that's not true. But they're getting people first. And what this has done is it's empowered these exchanges to own a majority of all the coins that are actually in circulation, giving them far more power over the whole entire ecosystem, which allows them to manipulate the price because they are the ones that are actually holding the keys in the coins. So when you've got something like Tether, which was fractionally reserved banked, okay, and they're able to print this as much as they want, and they can buy up the price and run the prices up, they can long and short it also. So that also allows them to pull coins off the market by being able to manipulate the price by having infinite number of tokens that they can mint without permission whatsoever. And that same thing happens with, the exchange tokens where they are the ones that own it. They buy their own tokens, they run up the value of it, and then they use that as collateral to buy other cryptos. So in essence, the centralized exchanges are not helping the crypto space at all.
No.
What they're doing is they're absorbing all of the control, and they're able to set the prices wherever they decide to. It's not even a matter of open or free markets anymore.
Yeah.
And putting your coins on those exchanges is not going to help you. It's actually hurting the whole crypto as an entirety because you're giving the exchanges the control and you're not taking your own custody, which totally defeats the purpose of crypto altogether.
Oh God, I'm sick to my stomach. Can I make a suggestion real quick? When a Hexican man and a Hexican woman come together and have intercourse going forward, I think we should call that Dex, because I can't even say sex anymore. Hey baby, you want to come over to my house for some Dex tonight?
That was my comment earlier.
It's Dexflix and chill. It's Dexflix and
yeah,
chill.
Netflix and Dex.
Dexflix
and what this is this really is the traditional banking system being re-replicated and being reabsorbed into the crypto space. It's fractional reserve banking. They're
nothing new under the sun, baby. Nothing new under the sun. And with that, thank you everybody for coming. We had a great time on a Friday night hangout, and we will see you guys all on Monday. We got some cool stuff happening next week, I think.
Yes, we do.
Don't be scared.
All right.
Get out there, do your thing.
Y'all.
Guys.
Hexaco.
Do your own thing. Love y'all.